know how many Grammys that Tina Turner won in her career. So we are going to go to Jim, see if we can get the answer. Yo, Jim, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Jim, do me a favor and tell me how many Grammys Tina Turner won in her lifetime.
12.
12 is correct. Yeah, hang on, Jim.
That's damn good.
Yeah, she won 8 Grammys from 25 nominations, also received 3 Grammy Hall of Fame awards and a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, giving her a total of 12 Grammy wins.
What a force.
Oh, my God, yes. So hang on the line, bud. We're going to give you a pair of tickets to see comedians Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee of the Bad Friends podcast, Saturday, June 12th, the 17th. Saturday, June 12th to 17th. That doesn't make
Saturday, June 12th to 17th.
I love that date.
1723.
Saturday, June the 17th at the Met
the
Philadelphia.
23rd.
At the 24th.
It's like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. Complete details at WMMR.com. Good morning to see you.
Okay.
Before we get into the entertainment report, our coolest teacher is on the phone. So we are going to talk to her and congratulate her. This is Amy Keglovitz.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
All right, is it Keglovitz or Keglovitz?
Nope, you said it right the first time. It's
Keglovitz.
Well done. Well done.
All right. And Amy, by the way, Villa Maria Academy, we announced that school yesterday to vote for coolest teacher, and the student body overwhelmingly came back and said that you are the coolest teacher. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for doing this for teachers every year. It really is a wonderful tribute.
It is our pleasure to do that. So we have just a little bit of information about you. You are a science teacher, specifically biology?
Biology, genetics, and anatomy, yes.
Oh, very cool.
Tough subject.
And it's hard to become the most popular teacher when that's intense stuff. So you must be a formidable force.
I don't know about that. I think Villa in general has just a cache of great teachers.
Cool.
All right, so you went to Notre Dame, you got your bachelor's there, and then you went to another school for your master's degree, right?
I did. I went to University of California at Irvine.
All right, and do you have roots in this area? Did you grow up around here?
I went to high school in Wilmington, Delaware, yes.
There we go.
All right, and now it's been a decade that you've been at Villa Maria. Tell us a little bit about that, about your time there.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. It's a school with great kids and great professionals. I just love working there. I love working with the kids, and I'm a nerd about science, so I get to do that every day. It's really a dream job.
Nice. How's this year been for you in particular?
It's been great. Every year we get a new crop of just wonderful kids. It really is a wonderful place to work, and I'm so touched.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I would like you to come teach us.
Yeah, and by the way, Amy, you might be one of the. Do you do any clubs or coaching outside of your science class?
Yes, I'm the mentor of the Women in Medicine Club and the Environmental Club and the Biology Club.
Wow. Okay.
Lots of clubs.
Yeah. No, this is a lot.
That's wonderful. Excellent. So listen, they think the world of you, so they voted for you. And we're going to give you this prize. But real quick, what are you doing this summer? Anything special?
I'm actually going on the Europe trip with some students from Villa.
Wow.
And then hopefully having a lot of time at the beach.
My teachers never went with me to Europe.
They didn't want. They were pissed off enough just to see me in the regular school day. They didn't want to spend their summer with me.
Yeah, come on. She must be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, in honor of this award, we are going to give you the coveted Preston and Steve Coolest Teacher of the Year coffee mug, and you also get a $50 gift card from our friends at Five Below. So congratulations to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it for Amy Keglovitz.
It's very sweet.
Coolest teacher at Villa Maria Academy. Have a great weekend, Amy, and thank you for doing what you do. That's why we do this. So the next school that's up for grabs is Penncrest High School in Media, Pennsylvania. All you have to do is text word teacher to 39333, and we'll send you the voting link. And tomorrow morning, in all the craziness, we will announce a winner of the coolest teacher of the year when we get started tomorrow morning. All right. I do have some entertainment things to go by, and we are going to begin with Tina Turner. passed away at the age of 83. She was sick for a while.
Yes.
She had a long illness, they said, specifically in her home. She died with her husband, Erwin, in Switzerland. And in recent years, she had battled cancer, strokes, kidney failure as well. So she had a rough go in the past few years. She was born Anna Mae Bullock, which we obviously learned in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It.
Which, if you've never seen, is a sensation.
I did notice. I noticed things.
The Noticer.
I'm the Noticer.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Noticer. Preston Elliott stars as a man who notices things. Your gift is exceptional, sir. We can find a place for you in the government.
The Noticer.
I noticed the Nazis are getting a little antsy. The Noticer.
Antsy.
I think they're going to make a play for Poland. We knew that well in advance, thanks to the Noticer, a national hero.
A man that saw or heard things that made a minor impact in his life.
I noticed something. Listen when the Noticer speaks to you. If you ignore him to your own folly.
I am the Noticer.
I notice around and around and around.
All right. Well, I did notice this.
You really don't do anything particular about it. You just notice it.
Yeah. It makes a minor
You
impact.
never really
for a
leave your
moment.
office. God, I used to love that Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
Both versions. There was one with Jack Palance.
Yep.
And one with Dean Cain.
I remember
But
this.
Palance was always the best. Believe it or not. Or not. This chick has no legs and gets around on a skateboard. Believe it or not.
He always had a really weird way of delivering it.
yeah.
Believe it.
Or not.
You
Yeah.
breathe and
This chick is just a neck with a nose and travels on the back of a border collie. Believe it or not. Remember his, I despise weak soup. Remember his Campbell's ads?
yes, I hate it.
I love robust soup. Every fiber of my being. This woman is just one nose and a hair and lives in the bottom of an old container.
Does she have a border collie?
Her border collie can type. Believe it or not. And yet the most fascinating story. Shlomo Labinovitz, who is simply an earlobe and a toenail taped together. And yet he has built a completely functioning monorail. Believe it or not.
Are you sure it's a toenail? Could be a thumbnail.
It could be. I didn't look close enough.
YouTube frontman and human rights activist Bono was named to Glamour's annual Women of the Year list,
Wow.
joining a group that includes...
Oh, that's great news.
Yes, that's
I had no idea.
Yeah.
We should get together and do half a mani-pedi. Oh, look at this. It's Bono. It's Bono. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bono marks the first male honoree in the list's 27-year history. They had written, Glamour said, when a major male rock star who could do anything at all with his life decides to focus on the rights of women and girls worldwide, well, that's worth celebrating.
Then how come John Madden never made the list?
And they said, we're proud to name that rock star Bono our first Man of the Year. The magazine cited Bono's Poverty is Sexist campaign, which is...
sexy?
Sexist.
Oh.
Which is specifically aimed at helping the world's poorest women. Poverty is
You wanna know
sexy.
what's very sexy? The impoverished. The way they just hold on to you tightly, it's very sexual. And sometimes they'll lean in close to your mouth to smell the food that you had. And it's so hot. Poverty's sexy. And you can always convince them to go home with you. To steal a Gary Shandling joke. Gary Shanley used to do that about the bag ladies.
Oh, my
It's
God.
so easy to convince him to go home with you.
I love that they lean in just to smell the food on your breath.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a steak.
We don't even have any left. You ate it all.
But I have to bring home for the dog. You understand.
Oh, God. All right. It's a whole group of girls leaning into his mouth.
Ladies, there's enough breath to go around.
But he said, the sexist, the poverty is sexist campaign.
Poverty is sexy.
The Poverty is Sexy campaign is specifically aimed at helping the world's poorest women, those who survive on less than $2 a day.
Yeah, it's horrible.
The honorees will be celebrated November 14th at an event in Los Angeles hosted by actress Tracy Ellis Ross. So I don't know if Bono will be there. Maybe, I'm sure, I would hope he would show up for something like that.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there to your event tonight, but I'm too busy breathing on people and making their week. Providing a subtle yet wonderful reminder of what food tastes like. Why are we honoring him again?
Bono, humanitarian.
You owe it to yourself as a pure nightmare, as something so disturbing.
Yeah.
The last
few other entertainment stories pass along to you. Rita Wilson shot down rumors that her husband Tom Hanks yelled at a worker on the red carpet for the Asteroid City premiere on Tuesday. A photo from the event was shared by the Daily Mail, and it shows Hanks looking irritated and pointing while talking to a staffer.
Yeah, if you were to take that picture out of context, and obviously they're trying to give context to it, it does look like he's pissed off.
Yeah, so Wilson shared a screenshot of the image to her Instagram stories and wrote, this is called I Can't Hear You. It says, people are screaming, what did you say? Where are we supposed to go? But that doesn't sell stories. Nice try. We had a great time. Go see Asteroid City. Vincent Sheplin, who is the Cannes red carpet manager, shown in the photo with Hanks, backed up the explanation from Rita and said nothing happened at all. The photo is totally misleading. He just couldn't hear what
That's odd because they never do things like clickbait.
Yeah, the Daily Mail, of course not. Yeah. So new details have been released about the death of Stephen Twitch Boss. An autopsy report obtained by E! News on Wednesday confirms that the Ellen Show DJ had no drugs or alcohol in his system at the time of his death. Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled that the 40-year-old died by suicide in December, but there was nothing that came back that showed he was impaired in any way. Let's see. Jesse Tyler Ferguson joked about the pressure of officiating Sarah Hyland's wedding on Wednesday's episode of the Jennifer Hudson Show. The Modern Family star was asked to fill in for Ty Burrell when a conflict came up for his former co-star at the last minute. And he said it came down like 10 days before the wedding, and I did not have any notice. And you can't say no. I mean, she already knew that I was going to be at the wedding, so it was like, it'd be like, oh, I'm busy that weekend.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't get out of it. But Hyland married Wells Adams in August of 2022.
I love that guy. I love the Modern Family, one of my favorite shows. He makes an appearance in Cocaine Bear, Preston.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson?
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's friends with Elizabeth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Banks.
Banks, yeah, the director.
You saw it?
Yeah, I did.
Any good? It's okay?
It's okay.
Okay.
And there are moments.
All right. So this is weird. Steve forwarded this story to me the other day. The executive producers of the new Duggar family documentary have revealed that they were stunned by the levels of abuse that survivors suffered at the hands of a, quote, cult-like religious teachings. So the show, titled Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, is set to expose the truth beneath the wholesome Americana surface of the reality TV favorite mega family. It will also delve deeper into the Duggars' controversial church, a radical organization called the Institute in Basic Life Principles, the IBLP, founded by shunned minister Bill Gothard in the 1960s. Executive producer Olivia Christ and also the other producer Julia Willoughby Nason have now spoken out about their shock at how far and wide the IBLP ideology went and described it as a pandemic of abuse. Nason said the far-reaching quality of this ideology was extremely shocking to me, especially how it's so ingrained in our modern-day culture, present day, with the political stakes of our human rights at play here.
They had their sub-religion called, what is the one from Bowfinger? Mindhead? Yeah, that's it.
Mindhead.
Christ, too, agreed that the IBLP culture is incredibly pervasive and said there's certainly a lot more that could have been covered. Several members of the Duggar family appear in the docuseries, including Jill and husband Derek Dillard, as well as Amy and spouse Dylan King. In a first look at the new show, Jill said there's a story that's going to be told, and I would rather be the one telling it.
So as this stuff is being parsed down, I'm like, I had no idea it went this far into this other organization, which I'd heard of and heard sort of chilling things about. So I can't wait to see the series.
Jill's younger sister, Jessa, who was one of the few remaining older siblings known to have maintained a good relationship with her parents, is also seen in the trailer looking downcast. An unidentified man says in the camera teaser, world domination was the goal of the IBLP. Somebody else added that IBLP teachings aren't Christianity. They're something completely different. The biggest feature of Bill Gothard's teachings is authority. Kids obey the parents and wives obey their husbands, and everybody obeys Bill Gothard. That sounds like a lot of these extreme religion, cults of sorts. They dive into the whole thing about Josh Duggar,
which
and
is
the
horrible.
child pornography charges and all of that stuff. So this is going to premiere on June 2nd on Prime, which should be pretty compelling viewing.
Yep.
Rachel Ray, the final season or the final episode of her show aired yesterday after 17 seasons.
Wow.
The show, distributed and produced by CBS Media Ventures, debuted in 2006. She said, we'll see ya when we see ya, everybody, as they close out the show. Final days of episodes featured goodbyes from former guests, including former First Lady Michelle Obama, Kate Hudson, Jessica Alba, and 50 Cent. She also received tributes from celebrity chefs Buddy Valastro, Jeff Morrow, Sonny Anderson, Emerald Lagasse, Curtis Stone, and Oprah filmed a goodbye message, too. Oprah said, I have to tell you, I couldn't be more proud of you for showing up as yourself so authentically every day and bringing us laughter and joy for all these years.
Was she an Oprah find?
Yes, she was. Well, I mean, she was on the Food Network. She had a show called 30-Minute Meals that I used to love.
Yeah.
And then Oprah loved that and started having her on as a guest from time to time.
Oprah-fied her.
Yeah, she Oprah-fied her.
Got it.
Yeah. She got the Oprah seal of approval, and then it took off from there. So she's not retiring. She launched Free Food Studios production company.
She has a really good pet food line.
She does. We actually, we buy that stuff.
Good stuff.
So she's going to continue on to do great things, but her show wrapped up. And she looks like she's lost a little bit of weight, or are we watching old clips of her, Nick?
I don't know.
She did a Maxim spread. Remember that years ago?
Early on. Yeah, that's
she
right.
fluctuates a lot. She's one of those people that goes up and down.
And word is, her and her husband are swingers.
Yeah, I remember that.
No
I remember
kidding.
that.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's the word.
A while back. I haven't heard anything about that in a long time, but
Oh yeah, it's true, Preston.
so thank you, Reach.
Yeah, we did a little fun with them. You know what I'm saying?
That's your world.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add this in here. Former Philly Shane Victorino on Monday night suited up for the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
So the Savannah Bananas, if you're not familiar, I follow them on Instagram. Yep. They are a blast. They are an exhibition baseball team. So think Harlem Globetrotters. And they have so much fun stuff that they do. Dance routines, props, skits.
And everybody's in on it. The umps are in on it.
Everybody's in on it while they play baseball. It's a great, entertaining game to go see.
It's awesome. So I've been following them forever. I love them. I actually looked into going to see them. I was going to fly to go see them. I was going to take Jace. But then they were coming here they're coming to Trenton, the Trenton Thunder. But it's like so incredibly difficult to get tickets.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
You've got to, it's like beyond difficult to get them. You have to be on a waiting list and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but I want to eventually get to a game and go see them.
Hey, Trenton Thunder, are you listening? Kathy Romano wants to go.
And Nick also wants to go.
Savannah Bananas. Preston wants to go.
Let Preston complain about them on air, and you'll get showered with tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to say something?
I am going to say something, yes, but not right now.
All right, real quick. The ump with the Savannah Bananas, he's my favorite. The players are great, but like when he's on screen, I'm like, oh god,
Same ump.
I
it the
think
same
so.
off
I
every
think
time?
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
All right, so with this game with Shane the other night, because I watched the highlights, he had a walk-off, except that they were already up 6-0. I don't understand. I think the rules of baseball kind of just go out the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when the pitcher's wearing, 6-foot stilts and pitching.
Well, he took his shirt off in the middle of the pitch.
But anyhow, he suited up with the team, and the Bananas, by the way, who are currently on a world tour, played in Vegas that night, and Victorino took part with the classic Bob Marley track "Three Little Birds" playing, and he came to the plate and he knocked one out over the left field. He hit a home run.
No, he did not.
Okay.
No, he hit a double into the gap.
It says it turned. It
was a
turned
walk-off
on a pitch and hit one over the left field fence. So maybe this is incorrect.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
So I didn't know they did this. Is this typical? What they do? That they'll bring former players in? To
I don't
play,
know.
or-
I don't know.
Not sure.
But
Not sure if they have guest, roster.
Guest
guests on the
Bananas.
roster.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here because they have runs and points.
Yeah, that's what I was just alluding to. Like, I have no idea how the game actually works. He hit one in the gap. It was a walk-off. It was like the bottom of the 7th. They were already up 6-0 in points, but there was a walk-off win for Shane Victorino.
All right.
I
Marissa's-
did. I did text him and told him that we loved the video and see if maybe he would call in. So we'll see if he
All right.
responds.
Johnny Damon did it a few weeks ago, Marissa says.
Oh, cool.
So I guess they have guests from time to time. So that's awesome. I thought that was a lot of fun and worth mentioning here. Let me see. I'm running out of time here.
Come on, man.
Couple other quick things. Let's see. How about some casting stuff? And Deadline reports Prime Video has given a series order to Butterfly based on the graphic novel of the same name. And the 6-episode series will star Daniel Day Kim. And this will be his first solo lead TV role.
Nice.
I love that guy. So good for him. Rebel Wilson has lined up her first feature film as a director. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Wilson will direct and co-star in the musical comedy called The Deb.
You've had a report with Rita Wilson and Rebel Wilson.
Oh, my God.
Drink that in a little bit.
Yeah.
See if I can find some more Wilsons.
Any Wilson Phillips stories in there?
I don't have any Wilson
Oh
Phillips.
man, we can see if we can find one.
Based on the musical of the same name, The Deb. So that will be directed by Rebel Wilson. This is fun. Michael Keaton won't have the only big cameo in the forthcoming DC film, The Flash. Director Andy Muschietti revealed to Esquire that Nicolas Cage will appear as Superman.
Well, no, he's always wanted to play
It is
Superman.
a nod to his casting in Tim Burton's scrapped Superman Lives film. How
I think
great
that's kind of
is
cool.
that?
Yeah.
I love that.
So it's obviously it's a multiverse story, and from what I understand, they call it a cameo. It basically becomes a quasi Batman movie for the second half.
Okay.
Like he's pretty prominent in it. It begins with
Nicolas Cage or Batman?
Michael Keaton,
Okay.
and then Nicolas Cage is a cameo.
Right.
But Batman is pretty substantial in the movie, and it starts with a collection of Justice League members, including Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck as Batman. So I'm very excited for the movie. And you said Stephen King gave a glowing review of it, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The Flash. Yes, you are correct about that.
I was looking up Wilson Phillips.
All right, Nick found a Wilson Phillips story.
Nice. How's Steve Wilson doing?
An alleged burglar jumped in actor's PJs, cops claim.
What?
When was that?
That's the headline.
Wow.
Owen Wilson needs a new pair of pajamas because police say a homeless man got into the actor's house and promptly threw on some of the owner's sleepwear. Law enforcement tells TMZ the man ended up inside Owen's Santa Monica home on Tuesday night, rummaging through the house before slipping into a pair of the actor's PJs.
I shot a homeless man in my pajamas.
We're told Owen's assistant came home to discover the intruder, coming face to face with the man before they both booked it out of the house in separate directions.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's this week.
Wow, what about Luke Wilson? What was he doing?
All right.
No. Okay. No.
No,
Come on,
we're
man.
done. Stop it.
Oh, man.
No. We now need to do clips. So, Selling Sunset has returned for its 6th season of property selling drama.
That's like coming out of remission.
And here, Christine Quinn talks about the difficulties of the show.
In the beginning, like, people didn't know what to think of me. They just thought I was so evil and mean. And like the first year was really, really, really hard. And then after that, like, the people that got it. And they're like, oh no, she's quirky. She's cute. I like that. And like, people got it. And like, you know, the show wasn't ever meant to be like serious. It was like funny and quirky and goofy.
Shut the f*** up!
Yeah.
Don't you want to just...
Serious. Oh my God, she's so quirky. And funny
I mean,
and
who
goofy.
talks about themselves like that?
Selling Sunset is streaming now on Netflix, and here's the next clip for you. Robert De Niro stars
You sick son of a bitch.
as an intrusive dad in the new film About My Father. And in this clip, he talks about working alongside Sebastian Maniscalco.
It's built in for him with his relationship with his father, and hopefully with me. We have a good rapport, and so we can work off each other, which we did, and even come up with stuff that's not in the script. And so that to me was a big plus and a reason to do it.
About My Father is in theaters tomorrow, by the way.
He goes by the name Maniscalco in the movie, so they're really trying to make it him.
Wow. Okay. All right, and that's the entertainment report. Oh, and The Machine opens with Burt Kreischer tomorrow. We promised Burt we would hit that over and over, and we certainly are happy to do that. In fact, we're going to do a little tribute to Burt tomorrow morning from Keenan's in North Wildwood for the live broadcast. So if you were there to join us, get ready to throw some love to Burt. All right, we got to take a break because it's already like 7:15. So let's come back in a moment. We're all going to have comedian Andy Haynes in the studio as well. I believe we'll get to the Connoisseur today because we're not going to be able to do it tomorrow.
What the hell are you doing?
I got some great food movie
Pissed off
clips.
De Niro.
I know. I'm sorry, Bobby. Can I call you Bobby? We'll take a break and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Please stop calling me.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. WMMR.
To sleep years before.
You mean actually put down like a vet would put down a...
Yes, just the way you do to a sick dog. You know, you don't want to let them suffer any longer.
We're their advocate, and if we don't take care of them...
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a good run.
And exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like Ray Walston with the dog in Mice and Men.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'll do it if you can't.
Yeah. It's funny. That brings me. I went on with Robert Osborne, and he asked me to pick movies to show, and one of them was the original of Mice and Men.
Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah, Lon Chaney and Burgess Meredith.
Yeah. It's a masterpiece.
And that scene still works, the dog one.
If you are not a blobbering mess of slop when that's in both movies of the Gary Sinise as well, then you're an inhuman piece of filth.
Yes, and how it comes back later on in the movie where Lenny kills the girl.
Yeah.
And George goes, oh, no. And it comes back because, like, earlier, after when they find out Lenny killed the girl, that the old man says to George, he goes, I shouldn't have let him kill my dog. I should have killed him.
Yes. Right. Oh, my God.
It's just so upsetting.
Yeah.
But you realize now George has to go after Lenny.
No. And so you would have done the same with Bob Hope down by the river?
So there's a scene.
Yeah.
You could find it on the internet.
Okay.
Where he's dressed up as Jack Frost with a big pointed hat and a little beard. And it's like, he has no idea his own name at this point. And when I watch this, I think, and his voice is like that, it's no longer the, hey, everybody.
I want to tell you.
Yeah. Now it's like, hey. And it's like, you watch it, and it looks like his wife's revenge. Like Dolores' revenge for all the screwing around that Bob Hope did on her.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, my God. God.
Yeah, we're watching it.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, look at him. The guy died 5 years before this was filmed.
I mean, I adore Bob Hope, but that's a mistake.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
How did we get on this topic?
Because it just because we needed him to. Gilbert makes the point that he should have been euthanized many years earlier.
Right.
Yes, and it's like Dolores is singing and dancing here. She's old, but she does what, and it switches back to him to go, that's me. yeah.
Go ahead.
Cesar Romero, who played the Joker on Batman.
And did a brilliant job.
Yes. We should preface it with that. He did a brilliant job. And he was like, in his day, the Latin lover.
Absolutely.
And like
the mustache, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. And he would be with all the beautiful actresses.
Yes.
But he in real life, he was gay.
Yeah.
And what he was into was he'd gather up a bunch of his boy toys. And he'd stand there.
How do you know this?
Trust me. He would pull down his pants and underwear, and depending on who you hear it from, you always hear slight variation. Some people said he stood ankle deep in warm water.
Ankle deep in warm water.
I guess it added to it. And while these boy toys would fling orange wedges at his ass.
Oh, God, what the?
And so
you know, you've told that on this show, but I still love hearing it.
I love it.
I just the level. I mean, I think I told you the story that I heard, and this is one that I've heard from a few sources. But about Raymond Burr, have you heard that?
Well, I mean, I know a gay, but I didn't hear any.
His deal was he had a clear picnic table.
Oh, wait a second. Wait.
We have to watch how we say it.
Now, I heard it with Danny Thomas.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, okay, so I don't believe any of it now.
And with Danny Thomas, if you ask the right people.
All right. Which means some of these stories might lack credibility, but they're still fun.
They'll say, oh, you mean make room for duty? Or the other one is make poo for daddy. And that I heard it with Danny Thomas that he would have a glass coffee table.
Yeah.
And hired hookers to take a dump on the table.
Okay.
And
he'd be underneath it.
And now a variation I heard is sometimes
somebody from the Fresh Beat Band.
See, well, now I heard the Fresh Beat Band is hired out to take a dump on people's tables.
They don't have a show anymore, so they gotta,
But
extra fresh.
I heard, judging by who you hear it from, that Danny Thomas would sometimes wear a priest outfit.
A priest outfit.
Dear God.
See, here's the deal with this stuff, and I think there's a lot of this that's been embellished. But the truth of the matter is, you were dealing with a lot of wealth.
Yes.
So if your inclination was to do anything sort of perverted, you had a total resource.
But how the hell do you find out that you like standing ankle deep in warm water and having people throw orange wedges at your ass? At some point or another, it's got to happen by accident, or you need to hear about it.
Oh, that felt good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then by accident, how does it happen by accident?
Well, here's I was shopping.
How do you all of a sudden are in a room with someone, bare ass, and they throw an orange wedge at your ass?
So you think of the possible scenarios. You go to an outdoor proctologist. A flash flood occurs. You're in mid-exam, and he, while picking up something to throw over to you, protect or throw you an umbrella, his lunch is on the table,
right?
With his orange wedges.
Out of excitement, he knocks it off the table, and an orange wedge hits you in the ass.
And he's like, "Oh, sweet mystery of life."
Yes. So I think
you can't just wake up in the morning and go, "Oh, it would be a real turn on an orange wedge hitting me in the ass."
The Fox News Channel's Megyn Kelly writes in her new book about being sexually harassed by the network's former head, Roger Ailes, who was ousted earlier this year amid similar allegations from several women.
I want to fart in your face.
Is that Ailes?
Oh, my God.
That big slob. The
What the hell is going on?
he just impresses me as such a disgusting guy.
That's his thing?
That's his thing.
I did not know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I want to fart in your face.
Oh my God.
You've seen him, right? He's like something out of Dune. He's like one of the,
Baron von Harkonnen. Vladimir Harkonnen.
He really just looks really bad. He should be hooked up to she comes into the room, he's hooked up to the hoses flying in the air.
Come over here. I want to fart in your face.
God.
It's so gross. Can't deal with it.
Hey, who would come over there?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Certainly no
Right.
professional.
I was not expecting that. Yeah, he's got massive jowls, man. Big time.
and
We're looking at a picture of him right now.
He's done it with a few women. It's just horrific.
So in a chapter of her upcoming book, Kelly writes about Ailes that he offered to advance her career in exchange for sexual favors and made physical advances against her that she rejected, including, quote, trying to grab me repeatedly and kiss me on the lips. She writes that when she shoved Ailes away, quote, he asked me ominous questions like, when is your contract?
Because I can make them on demand. Come on, lean in close. You're going to like this. It's cheese.
I got to take a breath here. Saw this interesting article.
We'll determine that.
All right. It is by psychotherapist Abby Rodman. Now, it is about various types of affairs that can take place in a relationship. Now, we just think of one type of affair, the physical affair. But there are more than one of those.
This is interesting. Explain.
I shall. There is the emotional affair. Okay. One partner in this type of affair, one partner is starving for an adult emotional connection, and they've usually given up on getting it from their spouse. The partner may be depressed and not feel like themselves anymore. Then someone they know, a coworker, for instance, pays attention to them.
Yeah, you've heard the term like work wife and work husband.
Yes, yeah, and I can see that. To me, that always just constitutes a good friend.
Yeah, but I think a work wife is more. You let your actual wife know about your work wife. You don't let your actual wife know about an emotional affair.
I think that might be the case, yes. The partner usually, but however it says here, the partner usually justifies the emotional affair because they see it
Great
as
handies.
The lesser of two evils. No, there are no handies.
Oh, there are no
involved
handies. I'm sorry.
In the
that
emotional
would be
affair.
physical. You're right.
Well, and that's dumb. It's a hand.
Yeah, it's a hand. It's not even a vagina.
The point of that.
There's
That's like not even cheating.
There's your motto, Steve.
Wait, did you say Kathy just justified that handies aren't even cheating?
This just in. The sexual world was rocked by the revelation that since a handy is not a vagina, it's not cheating. Men of all walks of life hurried out of work, running home.
Breaking news.
No, it says they.
Turns out it's not cheating.
The president.
If you ever thought that was bad, Kathy says it's not. Because it's not even a vagina.
You remember a while back we received a
WMMR.
Got this email, and this is from Jennifer Lewis. She says, hey, my daughter and friend will be at the Eggs with Peg this year for the first time, and they're turning 25 this year as well.
Phenomenal.
Which
exactly
is
what we're looking for.
Just in line with the Preston and Steve 25th anniversary. By the way, I have, I thought I had it on the back of my chair.
the shirt?
The new shirt.
They're great.
Greg Monahan, our
genius
graphics guy, the Grin and Greg the graphics guy, has created the Preston and Steve 25th anniversary shirt. of which we are going to give away hundreds of tomorrow morning at Keenan. So for those of you who are streaming right now on YouTube, I'm going to hold this up to the camera and let you take a peek, and you'll be able to check this out online as well. But I absolutely love this shirt.
Me too.
It's fantastic.
Oh, man, because we had, Marissa was really, really on top of all this, and we were going through other potential designs, and we were about to pull the trigger on one design, and Greg woke up in the middle of the night, had this idea, wrote it down on a piece of paper, and then worked with Marissa on getting this thing together. And every single one of us, when we first saw it, yes, that's it.
Yep.
That's absolutely it.
Yep.
The original shirt was the picture of Mussolini's corpse. And then we said, why are we doing that?
Hanging upside down?
Yeah,
it's
it makes
not,
no sense.
Doesn't look good. So we're going to give away hundreds of those tomorrow morning.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to doing that. By the way, back to Jennifer's daughter. It says she's a new elementary school teacher, and this is her very first PTO day. And she is a regular at Keenan's and the Inlet since she has spent the last 3 summers staying at our house in Wildwood and working on the beach at Surftopia, which is in front of the convention center, flipping burgers on the beach. Anyway, her name is Valerie. And give her and her friend Erin a shout out, if you would, please.
Yeah.
So here's a shout out for everybody who's actually going to be there. So
I was out shopping last night to looking for things for tomorrow morning, and I ran into like a girl I haven't seen in years. The girl Christy who lived across the street from me. She's coming tomorrow for the first time ever, and like she grew up across the street from me. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to see you on Friday."
See, it's a coming together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the reawakening. We're coming out of the winter doldrums into life again at the summer, and if you're at the shore, or just in the city, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Dude,
you can feel it.
Walking out of my house this morning just to get I was like, this is beautiful weather. I love this temperature. I love this. Like there was a crispness in the air, and I'm like, man, we're gonna be at the beach tomorrow, and you smell the beach air for the first time. And
Nick, there was a woman
I love it.
walking by the house, walking her dogs. I gave her a big bear hug. She called the police.
Oh,
Right?
what?
Yeah.
No.
But, you were coming from
A place of goodness.
Exactly.
But I understand.
by the way, Wildwood and Ocean City are bringing back their shuttle services this weekend.
Oh, the Jitney?
The Jitney in Ocean City. So the Wildwood Island Shuttle Service is what that's officially titled. Debuted last year to increase accessibility to the boardwalk, amusement piers, and entertainment district. And it returned district. I'm sorry, not district. District. It returns.
It's my district.
Tomorrow with a schedule that will expand during the course of the summer. So the shuttles run the length of the island. They start at Rochester and Atlantic Avenues in Diamond Beach, and then will travel north on Ocean Avenue in Wildwood Crest and Wildwood to 26th Street, and then continue along Surf Avenue along the Old New Jersey Avenue Entertainment District in North Wildwood. That's where Keenan's is, Old New Jersey Avenue, I believe.
So get out there.
So between tomorrow and June 25th, the shuttle service is available Fridays and Saturdays from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., and on Sundays 5 to midnight. And then from June 26th through September 3rd, it's 7 days a week. And one-way shuttle rides cost $3 per person.
That's nothing.
Children under 4 ride for free. The shuttles have the Wildwoods logo prominently on their sides. Now, here's what you do. And I was curious, like where the bus stops are.
Yeah.
No, you just flag it down.
Yeah.
Riders flag down jitneys anywhere along their routes. They stop for pickups. Each shuttle has a motorized lift for wheelchairs as well. And in fact, they have the Jitney Surfer app, which is available from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and includes a map of shuttle routes and real-time locations of each shuttle.
You know, it blows my mind when I see people with bicycles. I never put 2 and 2 together. That thing on the front of the bus, a bike rack.
Right.
Yeah.
You can throw your bike on the front. And so, but I love the fact that they have the real-time locations.
Right.
So you can see how far away, and so you can walk and then wait for the bus to kind of come up near you.
Get that app and the Shark app that Kathy has, and you're set for the summer.
Seriously.
And you can also use the app to prepay for the shuttles. Drivers also will expect cash from will accept cash from riders with exact change preferred. So if you're headed down this weekend and you don't want to be, driving around, if you happen to be, imbibing between 5 p.m. and 2 a.m., you can jump on these shuttles. They're only $3 and they'll get you where you're going.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's excellent. Ocean City's Jitneys. They run a continuous loop from 55th Street to Battersea Road, and they are, let me see.
What is the derivation of jitney? Because it sounds sexual.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So their return,
jitney.
the Ocean Sydney Jitneys return Memorial Day weekend this weekend, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. on all 4 nights before pausing until late June. And then from the 23rd to September 4th, it runs every day between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m.
So I never knew this, but Steve, a quick search says that the word jitney used to mean it was a word that you could use to substitute for nickel.
Oh.
And a bus ride used to cost a nickel. And so you would hop on this bus and it would only cost you a jitney. And that's where the name came from. I've never heard of that associated with a coin before, but that's what it was.
No,
it was 5
never.
cents, yeah.
I knew that Jig Cheel is $1.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
I never knew why 2 bits was a quarter.
Yeah, what the hell's that?
You know?
Stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Mankind has been stupid.
So does that mean
12 and a half cents for 1 bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah, the random nature of currency. We need to put a stop to it.
please, immediately. But anyhow, the shuttles start up this weekend, and that is a great option for you. And yeah,
You're just full of stuff you might find in a junk drawer.
yeah, I am, aren't I? Well,
Is that right?
I have another beach thing here, real quick.
Oh, so
though.
are we
Oh, man.
the beachcomber? You should do a little Watusi.
This is actually junk drawers as well, but
The drawer's just full of sand.
I figured since we're headed to the beach, and since we will be doing a seagull screeching contest at Keenan's,
Which I understand we have some solid competitors for.
we have some volunteers,
Yeah.
so we'll see how good they are. But new research has revealed why seagulls steal our food at the beach.
Hunger?
No, it's a little bit. Well, I mean, yeah, they're hungry, but it goes a little bit further.
I
than
mean, I'm
that.
not a scientist or anything,
Is that a person or an actual
That is
seagull?
a human being.
Really?
but wow, that's good.
That's
I
pretty
wonder
solid.
if that person would go out to the beach. Any one of our competitors tomorrow were to go out to the beach, would a seagull go, yeah, I hear you.
Right, right. And I'm curious what if that sound, is that a warning like get away, or is that a call, get away from me?
Get away from me.
Or is that
I'll take you out back.
Or is that a call?
Get away from me.
Imagine
Get away from me. Get away
instead
from
of
me.
seagulls,
Get away from
they
me.
were flying Frank Rizzo's.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, Rizzo took my sandwich.
Just picking
Get
up
away from me.
crumbs and bums all
Get
over the
away
place.
from me.
Yeah. So anyhow, Francisca Feast from the University of Sussex and her colleagues studied the behavior of the birds at Brighton Beach in 2021 and 2022, presenting blue and green packets of chips to groups of seagulls.
All right.
And researchers conducted an experiment, sitting on the ground about 5 meters away, either watching the birds or eating from one of the packets. They found that 48% of the birds approached the packets when the person was eating, compared with 19% when they weren't. And the study suggests that it is likely that seagulls steal our food because they are influenced by human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So they said the skills we identified, those that allow them to learn from another species through observations, must come from more general purpose intelligence rather than an innate ability.
So basically the seagulls are putting 2 and 2 together, realizing that we're eating when we're doing that.
Exactly.
And that's it.
And that's why they find it
Right.
interesting. Like they're more often to go to food when humans are there actively eating them,
Or you just
as
set it
opposed
out.
to just setting it
Right.
out.
They see what appears to. Well, that actually shows a level of
Yeah.
intelligence.
Gulls seem to have realized that we are great information sources when it comes to finding food. However, the kind of processed food humans eat is relatively new addition to the wild animals' diets, and it's unclear whether it's actually beneficial for them, which is a concern when the species is declining, the study
It can only be good for them.
Right.
A bag full of Funyuns, I guarantee that's going to do a seagull right.
A study conducted by the University of Bristol revealed that seagulls' foraging patterns closely match the timing of school breaks and the opening and closing times of the trash centers.
Have you ever seen an amazing thing to see is when a fishing boat goes in, or Kathy, you see it all the time in Montauk,
Yeah,
where they're
oh.
coming in and the seagulls just descend.
You can see it when they're out.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
If you're sitting like on the sound, and some of them, you can see the seagulls above these giant ships.
Crazy.
So the study suggests that seagulls have the behavioral flexibility to adapt their foraging behavior to human time schedules.
Do they suggest that the seagulls know how the jitney system works?
No, but they did find that seagulls are less likely to steal food when they know that they are being watched.
Ah.
So if they know that you're looking at them, they are less likely to eat.
I see you.
The research.
You want a piece of this?
Stop
Come
looking
on.
at me.
Come on, you bastard.
I wonder then, all right, what would serve as an effective scarecrow type configuration?
I want to fight you.
Would it be a fake Frank Rizzo with a head on a pivot?
Maybe.
I want to fight you. I want to fight you. I want to fight you.
I can't think of anything because they don't. I mean, the beach is mobbed with people.
Yeah. Mobbed?
And yeah. But they.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother them at all. In fact, that's why they're there because they know that we as humans are feeding.
Like we were just watching footage of a girl eating a pickle, and the seagull flies over her head and grabs it out of her mouth.
Wow.
So that's brazen, certainly. But again, that seagull was not seeing the eyes. The girl was not watching the seagull. I wonder how many times the perception of actual eyes on you would deter a seagull from. Watch this. We're watching the video.
Wow.
That's pretty brazen,
They
right?
always come from behind.
Yeah. So, which would suggest that were they to see you seeing them, that might serve as a deterrent.
Yeah, it says, despite having a reputation for being bold and menacing, most gulls were too afraid to peck at food if a human was near.
Pussies.
And out of 74 birds, only 27 took a chip. Interesting.
What was the biggest food item you've ever had grabbed by a seagull?
Oh, man. So, and it wasn't in my hand, but my buddy Steve and I, we went for my 40th birthday, we went to play Pebble Beach golf course.
Yeah.
And so they have a couple of courses there. There was a course the day before we played called Spanish Bay. And I'd gotten a sandwich, like a full ham and cheese sandwich. And I had it in the cart. And we were pulling up to the green to putt. So I set the sandwich down. I mean, I'd only had 2 bites out of this thing. Full sandwich.
Son of
Walk
bastard.
away, walk to the green, and we're walking back. It's gone. The entire sandwich is gone. And I see a seagull with a bun in its mouth. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
I'll kill you.
So they knew. They knew that humans come through.
Yep.
It was after the turn, Casey. They knew that's where the food is popping up in the cart.
Bastards.
And they stole it from me. And it was a full sandwich.
burger.
Yeah.
Full burger
for
out
you.
of my hand.
Wow.
Full burger out of my hand.
Out of your hand?
Yeah. So again, from behind, I was just holding it, when you're talking, and that burger was good meat. I know. I was looking forward to that burger, and that son of a bitch came in like a stealthy prick and took the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then not even that, it was able to maintain as I was watching it fly away. The burger stayed in the bun as it flew away.
And don't you feel like a kid who dropped their ice cream cone?
I started crying
at that point.
I ran to my wife.
Son of a bitch.
Make it better.
So anyway, those are a couple of beachy stories, but yes, we are kind of junk drawer. We're not going to get
the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
How good is Kyle?
Thank you, Kyle.
He's the best.
Kyle, I love you.
Play that again.
All right, one more time. Here we go.
I got to fade out a little bit.
Yeah.
Here we
Crappy
go.
equipment.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
That's all Kyle's singing.
That's
and
Kyle.
Kyle is at Keenan's. And you're joining special guest.
Saturday night, the FM band is going to be playing their set. Their first set is at 8 o'clock, and in that first set, I will get up and play a couple of songs with them.
Couple songs.
Couple old song, couple new song. So I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, Kyle.
Yay!
That's awesome. You've made the junk drawer even more special. All right, so this is pretty astounding. A paralyzed man has regained the ability to walk smoothly using only his thoughts for the first time, according to researchers, thanks to 2 implants that restored communication between brain and spinal cord.
They're breast implants.
Dude, this is like that movie Upgrade.
What? And I was thinking the same thing.
Right?
I was thinking exact. Now, mind you, obviously we've been on a tear about being
AI.
fearful of AI and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this, Kathy, we were watching the footage this morning, and it's not like, not quite. Now, listen, he's not running a marathon, but he is mobile, and it's amazing.
So the patient's name is Gert Jan. He's Dutch. So he didn't want to reveal his last name, but he said that the breakthrough has given him a freedom that he said he did not have before. The 40-year-old Dutchman has been paralyzed in his legs for more than a decade after suffering a spinal cord injury during a bicycle accident. But using a new system, he can now walk naturally and take on difficult terrain and even climb stairs. The advance is the result of more than a decade of work by a team of researchers in France and Switzerland. Last year, the team showed that a spinal cord implant, which sends electrical pulses to stimulate movement in the leg muscles, had allowed 3 paralyzed patients to walk again. But they needed to press a button to move their legs each time.
He
just thinks
about it. So,
oh my God.
Stop and think about this. So if that's the capability at this point, the way you learn movements, the way you have muscle memory, I will guarantee you that over time, there'll be less of a necessary concerted effort to think about it and just sort of do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, once the pathways are, become regular, I would think so. So Gert Jan, who has the spinal implant, said this made it difficult to get into the having to push the button. He said it made it difficult to get into a rhythm of taking a natural step. But the latest research combines the spinal implant with new technology called a brain-computer interface, which is implanted above the part of the brain that controls leg movement. And the interface uses algorithms based on artificial intelligence methods to decode brain recordings in real time. And this allows the interface to work out how the patient wants to move their legs at any moment. The data is transmitted to the spinal cord implant via a portable device that fits into a walker or small backpack, allowing patients to get around without help from others.
So, okay, obviously there's an assist required, but this man, we're watching the footage, is standing and moving along.
Yeah, he's
and
got
can
this,
go upstairs.
Yeah, he's going to have to use this walker, but before he couldn't be upright at all.
But he still doesn't have feeling, right?
So actually something started to happen. So he had said, I can just do what I want when I decide to make a step. The simulation will kick in as soon as I think about it. And there was another positive sign. Following 6 months of training, he has recovered from some sensory perception and motor skills that he had lost in the accident.
I have to imagine it's because they're being opened up again and given stimuli.
He was even able to walk with crutches when they call it the digital bridge.
Yeah.
When it was turned off. So he was still able to have some movement.
Let me ask you an evil, twisted question in development with this. If that spinal implant is put on this guy and somebody else puts the thing on their head and has those thoughts, can they control his body?
So yes. They've actually, there have been studies where they've done something with neural implants and caused a reaction. Nick, I think it was a monkey.
In somebody else's body?
Yes, it was not a human, but they were using, and they were able to achieve that. That movie Upgrade, Preston.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this is a wonderful thing for this guy.
Sure.
But man, that's a chilling thought. You know.
So when could this technology be available to paralyzed people around the world? That's the question being asked.
It's never soon enough, is it?
No. The lead researcher said that it will take many more years of research to get to that point. But the team are already preparing a trial study whether this technology can restore function in arms and hands as well. They also hope that it could apply to other problems such as paralysis caused by stroke. So we've seen before where they can control prosthetics.
Yes.
With using their mind.
If you could do these implants, if I could send my cat into the kitchen to make me a sandwich, it would be amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah. That'd be groundbreaking.
I don't know. They have hair all in your sandwich.
Not my cats.
Okay.
They wear gloves.
Oh.
So thought that was pretty amazing.
That's really amazing.
And a real optimistic look at people's abilities.
Not as impressive as Kyle's theme song.
No, that's pretty incredible, actually.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
Providing hope for millions.
I love the little woo-hoo-hoo. All right, one more thing, and then we'll probably take a break.
Oh, good, because we have an outro, too.
Oh, we do?
Oh, yeah. He's that good.
All right, he is that good. All right, do you guys want to hear about, let's see, I have like 3 things left here.
All right, so pick the second one.
Okay.
Finally.
Good way to do it.
The second one. Okay, so in the U.S., it's about 25% more expensive to buy a home than rent it, but there are 4 metro areas where ownership is cheaper.
All right, what's the first one?
The first one is Detroit.
Wait, where? Hold on.
It's cheaper to own rather than rent.
If that's not the case everywhere?
Not
No.
the case everywhere.
No.
So an analysis of single-family homes and townhouses found that estimated monthly mortgage costs are lower than monthly rental costs.
How much for this bombed-out hovel?
In Detroit, Philadelphia, Cleveland, and Houston.
I mean, that was always like, my parents always pushed for that. Like rent as less as as short of a time as you can, get into a house, buy it, so that way you're paying for, towards
You have an
something.
investment. Yeah. You can eventually sell it and get something from it.
Apparently, though, there is the push to shift towards a renter's market, so that more and more people are being persuaded to rent as opposed to buy. But I was always, as a kid, my dad, do you want to own your own home? You want to own your own home, and that so you have some equity.
I remember talking to my cousin. So she owned a home and she lost it in both Hurricanes Sandy and Irene, both back to back. And after the second time, she was like, we can't do this again. And so they rent now. And I remember having a conversation with her and she goes, look, it wasn't for us. It didn't work out. We couldn't recover from that.
Yeah.
And now this is how we live. Renting is what, is the easiest way for us. And, like I said, I was taught to you always wanted to buy it and have an investment.
And hurricanes tend to stay away from rentals.
What?
No.
So in Detroit, the typical home is 24% less expensive to buy than to rent. In Philadelphia, it's a 7% discount. Philadelphia is second place, so it was a big leap to Detroit. It's followed by Cleveland at 4% and then Houston at a 1% discount. Property values in these four locations have stagnated relative to the rest of the country.
By the way, when you buy a house, Preston, have you ever signed your signature more?
Oh, no. No.
It was
and
crazy.
I have no idea what I'm signing.
Yeah. Oh,
Michelle
absolutely.
knows what we're signing, but I don't.
Yeah. My wife.
You actually don't own your house.
I know.
No.
I don't have any money.
That's why there's a
at all.
gypsy
It's all
family living in your house.
If Americans looking to buy a home can't build equity, they have less incentive to pay a premium to own. Meanwhile, California's Bay Area features the largest premium to home ownership in the U.S. It's twice as expensive to own than rent in cities including San Jose and San Francisco and Oakland as well.
Do you remember we were out there a couple of years ago, Preston, and we're driving past what really seemed to be like small ranches, and the guy who was driving us was saying, what are those going for? Like $1 million?
$1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still, buying isn't always the best option as some people move often, so renting makes more sense to them.
Yeah.
Others simply don't have enough money to make a down payment on a property, and that's become increasingly common as mortgage rates climb and affordability drops. The average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage just topped 7%.
No kidding.
For the first time since March. Yeah, that's high.
How many rentals did you have throughout your life? How many approximately?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And by the way, though, it's worth noting that while home values in Cleveland and Detroit and Philadelphia as well haven't climbed in the same way that the pandemic boom towns like Phoenix and Miami have, where there are virtually zero homes that are cheaper to buy than rent, that means they also won't see the same crashes. So when things top and tumble down, it's not going to be as big of a fall for us and some of these other cities. So.
And you also get the joy of hearing your landlords have sex.
Yeah.
That too, when you rent.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. All right, that's it. Hit the outro.
That was a junk drawer. Preston's closing up his junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, that was the junk drawer.
It's perfect.
I'm so happy. I got a jingle for my junk drawer. All right, we do need to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get to the bizarre file. By the way, Pencrest High School, we chose you as coolest teacher this morning, randomly pulled out of the jar. You guys get to vote for whoever was the coolest teacher in your mind over the past year. Text word teacher to 39333. We'll send you the voting link. Make sure you let them know in the front office. We'll get the word out. We'll find out who that winner is tomorrow. Coming back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Other odd items to be sent to us through the mail. Well, we've gotten a few of them.
What'd you say right now is the most unique thing we've received? Would it be the coconut?
No, I think it's that rewinder.
The rewinder? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
tape in here.
Is there?
Oh.
What is it?
Let's see what
Play
it
it.
is.
It's got to be porn.
No, it's not.
What is it?
Oh my god.
What is it?
All right. Hang on. Let's play a little game.
Oh.
I love little games.
I will reveal cast characters to you.
Oh, it's like the Leonard Maltin game.
Yeah.
With Doug Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Doug loves movies.
Yeah, so it's.
You gonna pull up the cast?
Yeah, I was not expecting this. All right, so.
You're gonna start with the star or a little further down on the list?
Where do you want me to start, Preston and Steve?
Key grip.
No, you want to go like on the list?
Yeah,
of
go
5
with
down.
the co-stars. Yeah, 5 down.
5 down.
All right, 5th one down.
Yep.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Steve will probably get this.
5.
John Mahoney.
John Mahoney.
Ooh.
The comedian?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to turn this into
Say
a giveaway?
anything?
From it was from Frasier's dad, right?
Yeah.
Say anything, probably. That's guess number 1.
that's
Okay,
wrong.
no. All right.
Next, Michael Lerner.
It's a woman, right?
Yeah.
No, that's a man, Michael Lerner.
No, I'm thinking Michael Learned.
Yes, from the Waltons. Played the mom.
Okay. I don't know.
6th down. You want me to do 6th down because it's a bigger name.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Spaced Invaders?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to go down real quick?
I don't care.
It's a
Just
bigger
give us
name.
another name.
Tony Shalhoub was 6.
Tony Shalhoub. This isn't Galaxy. No.
No, because the others aren't in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you the year of the movie by any chance?
Sure.
All right. The year of the movie was 1991.
Year was 1991.
Okay.
And Tony Shalhoub had just completed production of a major motion picture.
All right. Above Michael Lerner is Judy Davis.
Judy Davis.
I don't know who that is.
A great actress, and she played many biographies. She also played Judy Garland.
Okay.
All right. Next one up. 2nd down is John Goodman.
Ooh.
Wow.
King Ralph?
No.
No.
Not a comedy. How about that?
Comedy.
The Babe.
No.
The Bitch.
No, that was Joan Collins. Looks a lot like
How's our
John Goodman these days.
How's our text board? Did they? Any
I'm not
guesses?
checking.
I'm not looking.
All right, go ahead. One more.
All right.
The main star.
So John Goodman,
Tony Shalhoub. John Mahoney.
and it was not a comedy.
It was not a comedy. All right, so it's something very powerful, would we say? Is it DC Cab?
I've only heard of this movie. I've never seen it.
All right. So you only have one name left.
I have one name left.
Probably Citizen Kane then.
And it's the title character.
Okay.
I almost said the name of the movie.
Yeah.
John Turturro.
Oh, Barton Fink.
Yeah!
There you go.
Son of a bitch.
Never heard of it.
Coen Brothers.
Never even heard of that movie.
It's very trippy.
Well, now you can watch it, Preston.
Yeah, right.
In beautiful VHS.
Well, we just
someone get a VHS player and put an address on it. Send it to us.
Yeah.
Undefeated records. Eric, good morning.
Hey, you guys rock. Uma Thurman needs the word.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Wow.
Case, how did you just do that? Do that
They're
again.
all right next to each other.
Do it again.
Everybody's heard about the bird.
Nice work. All right, Eric, what's up, man? Tell us about your perfect record.
When I was in the military, we went down to Haiti in like 96 around then for deployment. From the time we got on the Eisenhower to go down, which was like mid-September, we were down there about 5-6 months. For 3.5 months, me and my best friend were undefeated in the card game Spades.
How do you play spades?
Do you know how to play hearts?
A little bit.
It's basically hearts, but with spades.
Hey, now, Spades is a partner game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually played 4 people, 2 to a team.
Okay. There's a Stephen King book called Hearts in Atlantis. You need to read that. It's there's a whole
that?
segment about the game of hearts that I think you'll dig, man.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
played.
Cool.
Thanks, Eric. We'll
I
see
played
ya.
hearts and pinochle, and so spades is kind of like a combination of those two. I got to tell you, when it comes to spades, there was a giant bone of contention between my circle of high school friends. There's a scene in Boys in the Hood where I think Ice Cube says, "Yo, y'all want to bust some spades?" And my friend, and still to this day, thinks he says spags. And I'm like, spags isn't a thing. It's not a game.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I just needed your
peanut brittle.
This just in. Clarification on dialogue that appeared in the movie Boys in the Hood so many years ago. There's no such thing as spags. We know it as Jimmy Leshevsky at the Pentagon. Jim, how about this whole Boys in the Hood conundrum? I was confused by it, honestly. I thought he said spags. But I thought to myself, there is no such thing as that, right? Thanks, Jim. Thanks always. Very, very insightful commentary.
Let's go to Tyler. Has a record. Hey, Tyler, good morning.
Good
morning. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. All right, so we're talking about people having a perfect record. What about you?
All right, I got a perfect record for getting stoned every single day and going to school and getting straight A's.
Straight A's. You got a so you're an exemplary student, though you were stoned absolutely every. Now, would that be Monday through Friday, just school days, or were you?
No, every day.
Every day.
Wow. And you got straight A's.
Straight A's. I'm like a teacher's pet. Like the teacher has to say, Tyler, like we know you know the answer. Just stop raising your hand at this point.
Were you the teacher's supplier?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't sell drugs.
Okay, good.
All right,
So you're like the champion of drug addicts.
Sure.
Yeah.
For getting good grades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that's it's a little bit of a contorted title, but it is a title.
That's it. Listen, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
undefeated.
I'll take anything that you want to tell us about.
What
Thanks,
are you
man.
the champion of then at that point?
Of beating the odds, I guess.
Yes,
right?
of course. Yeah.
I don't know.
He didn't have to smoke resin one time. He always, right?
What's that? I'm not understanding.
When you run out of weed, you get like a paper clip or whatever, and you scrape out all the resin in your apparatus, and you
Casey,
smoke that.
I used to be called Captain Blackfingers.
Captain Black. Look at you, Cheech and Chong over here.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If you don't actually have the leafy substance.
Captain Blackfingers.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, a lot of people still want to watch reruns of The Cosby Show on television. In a Twitter announcement yesterday, Bounce TV said, "You asked and we heard you loud and clear, bouncers. We're bringing back The Cosby Show by popular demand."
I don't know if I have Bounce.
No, and you know what? Well, I don't know either, but Seventh Heaven is playing in syndication. We were talking about that last week.
Yeah, you figured how would you do that?
Yeah, but if people want to see it.
Stephen Collins was admitted to sexual contact with a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
To me, I would find it difficult to believe him as a preacher in that show.
Yeah.
And Cosby is the ultimate dad at this point. I think is not workable.
Well, it's old, and people might have they might look past that and just look at the characters as opposed to the people actually playing them.
You think so? I should revisit the Charles Manson sitcom.
What was that? I don't remember. Was that back in
I'm
the?
home.
Oh, it was like a family sitcom, or
Squeaky, I hear you got a bad grade today. Why didn't you go out and kill a white pig?
I'm home. Look, that's
just with a crazy look on his face in the door. I'm home.
That's the opening shot. Oh God!
And they're at the Spawn movie ranch there.
Oh my God!
Wait a second. This isn't my knife. It's a melon baller. The voice in my head says we're going out for ice cream.
And then there's the episode where he carved the swastikas in their forehead. Oh,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
You never like anything. I think it makes me look Nazi-ish. I just think it's going to be an issue when you apply for jobs. I'm much to my own drummer, woman. Now go kill someone.
All right.
Leave as little circumstantial evidence as possible. Who's laughing? You can laugh
aware of the audience.
What the hell? Can't you hear that? Who are you?
All right.
That's on Bounce as well. That's the lead-in.
The show was.
It's Manson and Cosby for the Power Hour.
The show was syndicated in 1988, and various networks showed reruns up until 2014 when TV Land, Bounce TV, and BET all stopped airing the show due to the sexual assault allegations.
Cosby and Manson doing press together for the.
Oh my God! At a conference. There were a couple pieces of audio you wanted me to play, Steve.
Oh yeah. Yoko. I think she posted this on her Facebook account, Yoko Ono. She had an auditory reaction to President-elect Donald Trump.
Oh wait, is this
okay? It's real.
Is it words or is it?
You tell me.
It's an auditory reaction.
Tell me. in classic Yoko fashion, and this was a message to her followers, and to her, I guess to her followers, this means something.
Okay, here we go. I haven't heard this yet.
Okay. You know what that sounds like? You know when you have a balloon, and you let the air out, but you put it in your mouth and you go, ow, wow,
Marissa,
wow, wow, wow.
can we find a balloon, please?
Do you know what it also sounds like?
No, I mean an actual balloon around here. Casey's got it. We need a real balloon.
A real man's balloon. We got
those
condoms.
are gigantic. Look at this.
All right, well, go ahead, blow it
It's
up.
a weather balloon.
It's
for
a
Christ's sake.
douchebag is what it is.
Either we have a tiny balloon or a zeppelin.
It's a hot water bottle.
The hell is
this
that?
will work.
It might.
All right, try it.
He's going to pass out trying to blow it up.
And you know what? Preston is actually really good at just picking up wind instruments, so he might be able to actually recreate this.
He might be a virtuoso.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play it for him while he's blowing.
Okay. All right, stop.
Got it.
What the hell's going on?
Trying to lick it.
Stop laughing. This is serious.
Yes, come on. You don't have to get it right up on the mic.
Maybe
No,
Yoko
Casey,
is
I can't
talented.
get it to squeak.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
All right,
Here we go.
Sounds like a
No, got to take it back.
I need a different balloon.
Not going to work.
Go to promotions. Get me. God damn it! Get me a real balloon.
Where's those balloons I requested? Can't come out of a Green Day song into a balloon segment.
You can't come out of Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono into a balloon segment. Shut that bitch up.
Can you do the exploding Yoko for me, Steve?
Sure. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
93.3 WMMR.
Quick mention here. Yesterday we shared a wonderful little Instagram story from listener Michelle feeding her baby and watching the YouTube live stream. And the caption was, favorite way to start the day, morning milkies and Preston and Steve. And listener Ashley replied, you can watch them on TV? Yes, Ashley, you can stream the show live on YouTube every day, which means you can play our show on your television if you want to watch. If you got an app, if you got the app on your TV, which most do now.
What are you going to watch, a friggin' Today Show?
You can watch us on your television at home. So thank you to Neumann University for powering our YouTube stream. And while we're on the thank you train here, I'm going to thank him a lot today. Dean Pagano.
Oh, my God.
Of Club Risque, longtime friend of our program. We needed some props for tomorrow morning, the live broadcast, and he gave us like way too much stuff of things that are going to be integral to one of our contests. And we have so much, we're going to have to share the love while we're there.
I think so.
So I'm not going to reveal what it is.
No.
But
So I shouldn't hold this up to the camera.
Yeah, no.
No, not
I
yet.
think
No,
you're
I don't
good.
think so.
Did you guys see our friend Allison's post on social media yesterday by any chance?
I did.
Her son had
my
hat
God.
day at his preschool, and she had to fight him not to wear a hat, and she eventually gave up and let him wear it. It was a Club Risque beanie.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's great.
And she had to send an apology to the teacher, and she was like, I'm hoping everyone at the preschool won't know what this hat is.
Why did he have that in the first
She
place?
said she had it left over from a photo shoot. She
Oh
must have
my
done something with them and had it at the house, and he insisted on wearing it.
That's funny.
And she's like, I gave up the fight. I didn't want to fight anymore, and he wore it to school.
He wore it to school?
Yes.
Preschool.
Preschool.
I want to fight you.
She
That's
had to send an
hilarious.
apology to the teacher.
Oh, my goodness. That is so funny. Well, you know, kids got taste, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Mulchworks of Aston. They offer the highest quality mulch and topsoil that's manufactured on site, and they also have leaf compost, decorative stone papers, and more. You can get delivery or pickup for residential and commercial markets. Visit mulchthis.com. All right, here's Philadelphia story.
Oh,
we're gonna start
that's
with-
local.
Actually, pretty in Marissa's neighborhood. Authorities say a licensed gun owner shot and wounded a man who smashed her car window with a crowbar during a rush hour road rage confrontation. Officers were called to the 2200 block of Market Street just before 5:30 for reports of a shooting victim, and police found a 22-year-old man suffering a gunshot wound to the groin.
Whoa.
And they drove him to Penn Presbyterian Hospital. He was
my balls.
admitted in critical condition. Chief Inspector Scott Small told reporters that the shooting happened about 8 blocks away during a road rage incident at the intersection of 30th and Chestnut. Investigators believe that during the confrontation, the man approached the 27-year-old woman's car and smashed her passenger side window with a crowbar.
Attacking her.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and the passenger side window, that's... if it goes through, it's hitting you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the woman fired a shot from inside her car that struck the man in the groin. She drove to a family member's house and then called police.
Okay, she did the right thing.
Yeah, she did the right thing. So authorities say that the man retreated to his vehicle after being shot and drove several blocks to 23rd and Market.
Ow, my ball.
Where he fell out of his vehicle onto the roadway. The woman who fired at the man is cooperating with investigators, and she was not injured during the incident, and there are no charges filed as of this moment.
Crazy.
Wow. I love this story. A man who asked Reddit for advice on how to cover his dumb tattoo was overwhelmed with comments insisting that he keep it, accidentally becoming a meme in the process and inspiring others to get the same body art. So his name is Lewis Murray. He's a 25-year-old from Southern California, and he posted a photo in the subreddit, which is Tattoo Designs. And the tattoo on his leg are a series of words, and it just says, "Shrimps is bugs."
That's like a tattoo we would give.
Shrimps is bugs. And he asked users for suggestions how to cover it up. He wrote, "I need ideas for horizontal design for this dumb tattoo I got above my knee when I was 19. Well, the post received 11,800 upvotes and 2,000 comments, but the reaction wasn't what he expected. He told the publication that an email exchange, instead of ideas on how to remove the random tattoo, he was inundated with responses of people who begged him to keep it."
My one issue with the tattoo is that the H doesn't look quite right. The B has B goes up a lot higher. The H needs to go, because right now it almost looks like shrimps have his bugs, right?
So Murray said he couldn't fully remember the backstory of the tattoo, but it started as an inside joke with his friends. He said, "I think my roommate said it once, and then it just escalated into this thing that we would say to each other all the time." One of those group of friends phrases. And he said, "I was getting a different tattoo with my friend, and he dared me to get shrimps as bugs as well."
All right, I'm challenging both of you to get this tattoo on your forehead. Hey, roast beef.
Okay.
Hey, roast beef.
On my forehead, I'll do it.
It made his pals laugh at the time, so he considered it a success. But years later, he was ready to get rid of it. He had anticipated the strong reaction that it would receive online, or he hadn't anticipated that. He said, "I didn't expect it, and it's weird to go viral for something I'm embarrassed about." And now other people have gotten the tattoo, and they have started another Reddit of shrimps as bugs.
We've seen far worse, and actually the tattoo itself is well done.
Shrimps as bugs. All right, a story out of Florida. A Deltona man was arrested early Sunday morning after crashing into a utility pole and then showing up at someone's house naked. Deputies said they responded around 2:14 a.m. after receiving reports of the crash. Upon arrival, deputies found a pickup truck that had crashed into and completely severed a nearby utility pole. However, investigators said that the driver wasn't at the scene. Less than an hour later, deputies responded to a home after getting reports of a burglary, and they found a naked man banging on the door. Responding deputies said they found 39-year-old Kevin Gardner at the home. He was seen with several injuries on his face and legs. He was the owner of the crash truck, though he told deputies the truck had been stolen. He then changed his story several times, saying that he had seizures and didn't remember anything.
All right.
Breath test revealed
and
that...
the nudity, did he explain that?
No, he did not. His blood alcohol was higher than the legal limit. He was later arrested and faces charges of burglary, indecent exposure, criminal mischief, resisting an officer, and DUI. Speaking of cars, and I'm certain there are many people that have done this, but there's video of it. Video of a woman attempting to put gas into her Tesla at a gas station. Went viral earlier this month. The social media influencer told the Daily Star she had simply forgotten the car doesn't take gas. I will bet you that has happened many times over.
There's a picture. It was a popular meme. It was someone at a gas station attempting to gas up their Tesla. And there is that port, obviously, for the battery.
She said, I honestly don't know what I was doing. It was the end of a long day, and the car is brand new. This is Danielle Wright. She said, I just rolled up to the gas station thinking about the treats I was going to get from the counter rather than the fact that my car doesn't actually need gas. So if it's happened to you, don't worry, you're not alone. And then we will do one more story. The ultra-wealthy tech entrepreneur, Brian Johnson, recently recruited his 17-year-old son, Talmaj, and his 70-year-old father, Richard, to join him in a tri-generational blood exchange.
What the hell is that?
In April, the trio visited Resurgence Wellness, a futuristic-looking medical spa in Arlington.
Welcome.
Talmaj Johnson got a liter of his blood removed and about a fifth of the blood in his which is about a fifth of the blood in his body.
A liter?
Yeah, and separated into parts before the plasma was reinfused into his father.
Do they call that vampire blood, that treatment?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson then donated a liter of blood products to his 70-year-old father, and no one donated blood back to the 17-year-old.
So we're talking the lead singer of AC/DC.
No, different guy. This isn't the first time Brian Johnson has made headlines with wild anti-aging ideas, though, as far as we know, it's the first time he had brought his son into the theories. Johnson made his fortune as the founder of Braintree, a web and mobile payment company that was acquired by Venmo and later sold to PayPal. So the dude's got loads and loads of money.
It is. And the guy has become to known as a guy who does a lot of stuff with this, you know, constantly chasing youth.
He spends at least $2 million a year chasing the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
And his newest venture, Project Blueprint, involves doing everything possible to reverse the aging process. This includes following strict dietary guidelines, rigid schedule of sleep and exercise, frequent medical exams, and following the advice of a 29-year-old doctor who finished medical school right before the pandemic. To top it off, it appears his quest to stay young now involves infusion of young blood, a practice that is so far scientifically unproven, and the FDA does not recommend it either.
How much more desperate is his quest going to become as the years advance?
Yeah.
I mean, right now he's still relatively young. This could all fall in the category of just having good genes.
Yeah, he's 45.
Yeah.
So he's, but we'll wait and see on this. But, he's visited the wellness clinic several times for anonymous blood, but now he's using his son's blood.
Yeah.
That's the last story in the Bizarre File for you. A little bit later on this morning, Andy Haynes, who's performing at Punchline tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, is going to be stopping by.
Great.
So we're looking forward to seeing him. And we're looking forward to seeing you at Keenan's tomorrow for the live broadcast, of course. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in just a moment. And I think we might do the Connoisseur. And why did this not work? Oh,
What's
because
going
you didn't get rid of
on?
those. All right, let me do that again. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a second. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
That's what she sounds like.
Her voice is hurting my ears.
It's just annoying. And please, the enablers.
Stop putting microphones in front of her face.
I would say the people that supported Hitler and enabled Hitler.
Who does she have around her?
Yeah, they're just as bad.
They're
so talented.
It's not doing the mouth thing. It's not with them.
Who the hell is doing that?
It was Nick. It was the balloon.
You got to go like this, Preston.
Jesus.
Wait a minute. Are you actually saying woo where you're doing that? No, stop that.
Why? It's added to it.
He asked you a question.
That's not hurting your ears? You would get you'd get a more pleasant sound if you ran over a cat with a lawnmower.
This is terrible.
Okay.
Jesus. Well, that's her take on the whole election.
Who's doing that?
Should we stop?
Yes.
See if you can guess what song this is.
See if you can what?
See if you can guess what song this is.
Okay, all right, here we go. Oh, wait, we may have invented a new game. Here we go. What? That's just rhythm. That has no...
It's a song you should know. Oh,
wait, that was Limelight.
Yes, it was.
Seriously?
It was pulling up.
Do it again.
It took me a bit.
Can you do Crash Into Me?
That's hard. I can try. Let me get it for you.
Here, wait, hold on.
Steve's going to do it.
No, I can't.
Oh, you're just blowing up a balloon for fun.
I just like to blow up balloons. I really, if you're having a prom or something coming up, give me a call.
Is this the dumbest thing we've ever done?
It's in there. It's in there.
Do we want to stay on sugary?
No, I need savory now.
Savory, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to savory. Let's see. Shake Shack is adding more chicken to its menu.
Okay.
It's just in.
Dude.
The Shake Shack adding more chicken to its menu. And landslide in Peru kills 100,000.
Hey, by the way.
We go down to Jimmy Kushevsky, who's at Shake Shack.
Are you leading with that?
By the way, speaking of landslides, they saved the 3 cows.
They did?
Yes, that were up on that.
How'd they get them down?
I don't know. I didn't read the full
They
story.
raised New Zealand.
Nick had it up earlier, but it was that New Zealand earthquake that caused a landslide, and there were 3 cows up on top of that little plateau.
Cows were terrified. They were full of milkshakes. Boom!
He was laughing at himself. He couldn't even get it out.
Wow. That's a horrible joke.
That's so good. They were filled full of
Milkshakes. Cows had milkshakes in them.
Because they were so scared. They were shaking.
I thought it was because the ground shook.
No. Hey, that's
the problem.
Wait, that's a good one.
It was an earthquake.
It was an earthquake, so they were full of milkshakes.
Got it. All right. Anyway, I don't know how they did it, Kathy. We'll fall into that later on. So anyway,
They shot him.
Back to Shake Shack.
He shot him and threw him off.
They had a helicopter with a machine gun on it.
They're saved.
They have the Ride of the Valkyries.
And the cows inside.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how they
God, there's so much of a story here.
went about it.
We have our cows inside.
All right. Anyhow, moving on. Back to the Shake Shack and the chicken.
Yeah.
We were speaking earlier this morning in our entertainment roundup about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being the sexiest man alive.
Yeah, I sometimes don't support those decisions, but I have to agree with this one.
You agree with this one?
Yeah, on a guy level to a guy, I would say that because he's a cool guy. He seems like a good guy. Mm-hmm. He seems like a guy who would hold you down.
Yes.
And take you.
Yeah.
And take you and make you realize things about yourself. That's what he seems like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some I have not agreed with. Richard Gere, you would agree with, right?
Oh yeah, I loved Richard Gere.
Yeah, it's interesting what floats their particular boat every year.
They usually pick somebody who's got something going on too, as far as being in the public eye in a big project, and they're successful as well.
In 1992, Nick Nolte won it.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, what did that picture look like, though?
I don't feel so good. In 92, it would have been fine. It would have been the time, I guess, around maybe the Prince of Tides.
Yeah, I mean, he's 51 at the time.
Yeah.
In 89, Sean Connery won it at age 59.
I have to poop.
There's a few other.
I have to poop now. So take your damn picture.
Take it now.
Take your picture now. I have to poop. He, I guess they were trying to show that an older guy could be.
Yeah, that was right when Last Crusade came out. And then Richard Gere won again in 99 at the age of 50, and Harrison Ford won in 98.
There you go.
At 56.
Stop thinking about that.
It was one of the more poop. Take your picture. Got to poop.
Long story short, I'm a murderer. my son is really into fish and fish tanks, so we bought one. I got one for his birthday, which was back in September, and it took me a while to get it up and running. It's the first time I've ever owned
mentioning this. Yeah.
Fish tanks seem like a great idea.
They
at
do,
the time.
you know, and I'm actually like overall really happy with the purchase.
All right,
I have a friend named Cheryl who's been really helpful in guiding me through some of this stuff because I didn't know what I was doing.
Are there a lot of fish?
Initially, there were 4.
Okay.
Initially.
Well, Superman, macro, ice cream, and oh crap, a 4th one.
R.I.P.
No.
How big of a tank, by the way? How many gallons?
Like 29 gallons. So I went away this past weekend. I went up to North Central PA and came back, and Superman, who was the biggest of the fish, was dead.
Yep.
So, you know, it sucked because I knew that I was going to have to make a decision. And that decision was, do I tell my son whether or not this fish has died?
Right.
And
is he super connected to it? Does he?
Well, it's his. I don't know. It's his fish tank. It's in his room. He picked out all the fish to go into the tank. So he's been very active in the decision making process. He named all of them.
I would get attached to my fish. Like I would be sad when they would die.
Yeah. And they don't really have a ton of personality, but they have some. And then you sort of figure out which ones stayed at the bottom and which ones come to the top.
Which ones never move.
Which ones never move.
And
Which
just
ones
sit there on the bottom.
Which ones hide behind the little hut at the bottom of the thing.
Which ones decompose.
Which ones decompose. Which ones eat other ones.
Yeah.
So I took Superman out with the little net and put him in the toilet and flushed him down. And he went to fish heaven.
Yeah.
So this was over the weekend. It's now.
Where's that coming from? It's so damn loud. There we go. Okay. Go ahead.
So it's now Wednesday, and I have yet to tell my son. And so I don't know. Here's the quandary. Do I inform my son of what has happened with the fish and teach him the lessons of life and that death is a part of life and that we move on? Or do I just go out and get a replacement fish and pretend like it never happened?
I tell you what is an easy swap out is a turtle.
Yeah.
Those little turtles.
There's a great storyline in the movie My Blue Heaven. Joan Cusack accidentally knocks a turtle into the garbage disposal.
Well, speaking of the garbage disposal, about 2 years ago, actually it was a Christmas present. Santa brought Jace a betta fish, a pretty red betta fish. And I was cleaning out the nice vase that the betta fish lived in, and I put it in like a little cup, and that damn thing jumped out of the cup. I guess I filled it up too high and went into the sink, and Jace is sitting there. I remember he was eating lunch and he was sitting watching the whole thing, and I was like, oh, the fish, and I was like, don't move, don't jump, don't flap anywhere, because he was in the sink.
Yes.
So I tried to cover him with my hand so he wouldn't go down the drain. Well, he did, and I freaked out, and I was like, he's down there, he's still alive, what do I do? So great idea. I turned the garbage disposal on.
Oh my God!
What are you gonna do?
What are you?
You're a
Oh my
murderer.
God! My child is trapped in the wood chipper. Turn it on.
Steve, and he is staring at me watching the whole thing with these big eyes.
What could
I don't
possibly
think he knew.
make you think that?
You can reach down in
I
there
did.
and get
I couldn't
it.
find him. I couldn't.
Oh, you
find
couldn't
him.
see him?
No.
Use a flashlight?
No, I couldn't find him. It was like, and it was so fast. Like I was like, oh, I'll just turn the garbage disposal on, and I quick hit
What,
the
like to put it
switch.
out of its misery?
Yeah, because it couldn't breathe.
Listen, at some point,
Can't breathe.
if you could not find it, because believe it or not, at the bottom of the garbage disposal, there is a ridge that goes, or at least in mine,
Yeah.
and if it got under there and you couldn't get it out, what are you going to let it suffocate?
Yeah. But it's a fish, right?
I know, yeah.
And is there water in that disposal?
No, it's dry down there.
Oh,
unless
okay. Then I
so
misunderstand.
I didn't know what to do. Poor thing watched the whole thing. And
Quick, turn it on.
Quick, kill it! Kill it!
All right, thanks, Kat. Steve, you want to talk about your event coming up?
Yes, the Mutiny on the Mashalou, Mu3, Back to the Sea. It is Thursday, June 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. on the Mashalou, the upper deck. It's going to be a great time. It benefits Max Fund. Your ticket is going to get you a whole bunch of stuff, including great food from Algorithms, ice cream, tuck-ins, Rosie's Kettle Corn, and more. Great drink tastings from Yard's Brewery, Chadsford Winery, Clear Rum, Stateside Vodka, and more. Live entertainers, including jugglers and magicians and tarot card readers. It's a wonderful 3-hour event. Nick, you were very kind to post your experience with it.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it is a great time, and it benefits Max Fund, which is a centralized fund for all these animal charities to pull off of. It's a great time. We'd love you to buy your tickets, as soon as you can, because it'll probably sell out. And you can go to PrestonandSteve.com. The information is up there and ready for you to go right through to the Eventbrite in order.
Yeah, Steve, I might have another charity event that night. If I don't, I'd love to come as well. Because, I don't know, Casey's going to try to make it too.
I'll be there.
Cool, yeah. It's such a good time. And when you're standing out on the deck of the Moshulu and you just, you feel the breeze and you're looking at the city, it's just a really cool, serene atmosphere. And then on top of all of it, it's a great cause.
We've set up is that we're going to have that, that 360 camera.
Yeah.
So a Philadelphia photo. The guy's really nice. I got to get his information because he's fantastic.
Is that Al?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is sensational.
He's
Such
so
a nice
cool.
guy. But think about the skyline will be part of the 360, so it'll
That's
be cool.
great.
And all this info is right there at PrestonandSteve.com, so you can get it right there at your fingertips and go to the event. So that's going to be on June 8th.
Oh, and thanks to Rafferty Subaru. They're phenomenal for sponsoring.
They're all about you over there.
They are.
At Rafferty
Me
Subaru.
specifically.
All right, so today is Thursday, but tomorrow we got a lot going on, so I want to do the Connoisseur segment.
What?
At this very moment.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to say what we know to be the truth that everyone hates this segment now because I think it's actually clawing its way back to acceptability because of a new rub you've added to it.
The movie clips.
Yes.
Which we will do in a moment. And by the way, it is actually, people don't hate it. It was something that Chuck had said.
Chuck hates it.
Yeah, Chuck hates it.
Chuck
There you go.
despises it.
I'm going to start with a personal story.
Oh, my God. Can we get some touching music?
No, we did. It doesn't need to be touching. It doesn't need to be touching. Yeah, it's just, so, no, we don't.
I think this is better. This
All
is
right,
better.
this is better.
A story of Preston, a story of redemption.
I would like to thank Douglas Clark. Douglas Clark.
That's Clark Kent.
Who's the catering. God, I can't speak.
Hey, wait, no. Just start all over. We were messing you up. And
I want to thank Douglas Clark, who's the catering supervisor at Corner Bakery.
Yes.
In Bala Cynwyd. And the reason being is because I forgot what we were talking about.
You were simply talking about you had a rude encounter.
Well, I
there.
did, but I forgot what led to that conversation. But anyhow, yeah, there was I had a less than pleasant experience with a worker there.
Yeah,
and one person. Everybody else was super duper nice, but one person kind of was being rude. And Doug has been contacting us like every day since then. To apologize, to make amends. He sent over a bunch of sandwiches and cookies yesterday.
We keep missing
Didn't
him.
need to do that. And I haven't contacted him because I personally don't want to get an individual in trouble. And I didn't want to like describe this person or anything like that. I just was venting some frustrations.
Right.
And Doug has made good and then some. So he's shown what a great group of people are that work there and manage the place. So
he's gone above and beyond.
Yes, thank you very much, Doug. That was a very kind gesture, and we definitely appreciate it. And clearly, your customers mean a lot to you.
Yes.
So that's what that shows.
Good morning to see you.
Yes, good morning to see you.
And if you ever go, please try the mac and cheese with tomatoes and bacon.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is delicious.
Okay, so that was the one connoisseur thing I wanted to get away. That was my personal story.
Story of redemption.
But thank you, Douglas. All right, so how about this? Kathy sent this to me. So there's some new Wawas that are opening up, and normally it's like, wow, there's Wawas popping up all over the place. But they're giving away some freebies, apparently today. For the first customers. It says, oh, wait a second. No, a few new stores, not just Wawa. Okay.
Yeah,
it says,
so the new Wawa is in Delaware.
Okay.
And they're giving away free coffee today.
All right. So doors open at 8. Ceremonials start giving a nod to the kindness that occurs when Wawa customers hold the door for one another.
Ah, I love that. Where's Pat House?
And the first 100 people will get a limited edition Wawa Coffee Hoagies and Kindness t-shirt. And coffee will be free throughout the day at the new Wawa.
You know what? I thought
that's at 970 Christiana Road, by the way.
the elimination. So my Germantown Wawa got a makeover, and they took away that sort of vestibule, so that you basically the doors go right in. And I thought, was this going to diminish the kindness and courtesy that we always see at Wawa? No, it's just as good.
I did the standard holding of the door last night. I was at a Wawa. I was at 2 different Wawas yesterday, but I was at a Wawa in Quakertown. And I held the door a little bit extra longer than normal because that's tradition and you're supposed to do it. No acknowledgement from the guy that I held the door.
Whoa, that's not very Wawa.
Come over to Germantown where we love that.
I kind of chat my ass off.
Hey!
Yeah. Dude, Chuck and I we went to an establishment last week, and we were maybe 3 steps behind this guy walking into the door.
Okay.
He opened the door. just enough for him to get through and slid in. I was like, dude, that was intentional.
Nick, the manager of your Wawa's here. He's got a gift basket.
Yeah.
Wants to make good on that.
But I couldn't believe how intense. It wasn't like, oh, this guy just didn't even see us. No, like he intentionally just opened it and slid through. Just to be rude, I feel like.
You see, that's an anomalous occurrence because it's always nothing but joyous. Yeah.
All right, this other thing, and I didn't see this part of it, Kathy. I didn't actually read what you
Right.
sent over to me.
There's another
This is
story.
from Kathy. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it.
Aldi is opening 2 supermarkets. Let's see. It says 829 Paoli Pike near Turner Lane and Westchester and on the Roosevelt Boulevard just off of Byberry Road. And they have free goodie bags for the first 100 customers.
What constitutes a goodie bag?
I don't know.
A bag with goods in it.
Yeah.
Just goods? Just general goods?
These are just little freebies in the food realm that I wanted to pass along to you.
Okay.
So there you go.
We appreciate that. Coming up on the
So that's
Memorial Day
today.
weekend.
All right. Should we do a food clip?
Oh,
yes.
Let's do a movie clip. All right. So we have a clip. Yes, Casey, that's the one I want to play. If you can identify this movie, we have some victory beer to give away.
Nice.
To the correct answer. So here is your movie clip. Listen to this.
Chocolate lava cake is not just undercooked chocolate cake. That's not what makes the center molten. You take a frozen cylinder of ganache and you take a ramekin so that as the outside cooks fully, the inside becomes molten.
Love it.
That's great.
Did that skip in the middle?
It did.
Hang on. I'm going to play that again. Hang on a second.
Chocolate cake. That's not what makes the center molten. You take a frozen cylinder of ganache and you set it in the ramekin so that as the outside cooks fully, the inside becomes molten.
There you go. In case you didn't know.
I love chocolate molten cake, by the way.
Fantastic. Lava cake?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So call right now, 215-263-WMMR. We'll see if you know the answer. Wendy's. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, come on.
Wendy's.
Wait.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Steve tossed me the
order
bell.
up, bell?
Yeah. We got to do the presentation.
So Wendy's is testing new technology, not just for taking orders, but also delivering. Listen to this. They just announced a partnership with Austin-based company Pipe Dream, which will install an underground autonomous robot system to deliver food to customers in the parking lot of a Wendy's restaurant.
So what'll it bore through the floor of your car?
The concept is similar to the capsules that fly through tubes at a bank drive-through.
wow.
But Pipe Dream has planned, so you get the the Pipe Dream has plans to develop much more sophisticated and larger systems for delivering things in tubes.
Okay, so... All right, so they're going to set up basically a system like you'd find at a bank. They'll put the food in the container.
Yep.
But that container can be fairly limiting.
Yeah, so they're working on large.
What, are they going to crush it in there?
It says more sophisticated and larger systems for delivering things.
You're going to have to fist it into the tube.
Now, it doesn't say what propels it. It says air suction
Explosions.
is not what sells that.
Well,
or propels that.
It usually operates on a vacuum system.
Yeah, so it says air suction is not what it uses.
Okay.
I keep thinking that was it Just Shoot Me where David Cross is
chicken pot pie?
Yeah. Where he's trying to explain that the tubes are vacuum,
and then
he
finally
doesn't get it.
Yeah, he's been putting the act on. Yeah.
So the Wendy's location that will test Pipe Dream's technology wasn't announced, but the pilot program will occur later this year. At Wendy's, customers will place an order via the Wendy's app.
Chicken pot pie.
I can't believe that is a man. I always thought that was a girl
David
until you
Cross.
guys.
It's David Cross.
The whole conceit of the episode was he was pretending he was slow to get out of work.
Okay.
And it turns out he's like brilliant.
All right. So anyhow, you use the app, you drive to the restaurant, you park at one of the pickup portals, and then their order will be delivered from the restaurant to that portal through an underground system using autonomous robots.
I'll tell you something. I've noticed that Wendy's tends to have lengthy drive-through lines.
They do.
Very popular. Especially like the one on Ridge right up in Roxborough.
Well,
always hopping.
Keep in mind, Wendy's, they make their burgers to order.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why you're going to get a little bit of a longer line
Right.
as opposed to some other places that have them. They make tons of them. They're ready to go.
Right.
You still get them hot, but
Maybe this
Wendy's
accelerates that.
makes them to order.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the drive-through line has been a staple, and it's been pretty constant for decades now. So they're attempting to reinvent this. I have a question about another thing that was attempted to be reinvented. I believe it was at the vet, or no, maybe it'd been Wells Fargo Center, where the way they were filling the beers. Remember?
From Below.
From Below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that
Right.
still a thing
That's
that they're
still a
doing?
thing.
Is it?
I don't know over there, but that's still there are bars with automated bartenders that will fill the glasses. The beer comes in from below and fills up the glass that way.
Casey, there are a few. They also do it now in the Wells Fargo Center with popcorn. There's a Chickies and Pete's popcorn machine that you get a little container, you put it down, and it like fills it up like that.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
It's
And you fill it up
It's like the
yourself.
scene in Diner where you take the bottom of the popcorn out.
I can't wrap my mind around how that would
Yeah,
work.
so you take the popcorn holder, and it's all self-serve, and you put it down on the machine, and it fills up the popcorn, and you
From
take
the
it
bottom?
away. Yeah.
But what I don't understand is how does the bottom open up?
You know what, Preston? I walked by it for about a second and a half, and I just remember noticing it. So maybe we can find it on Instagram.
I don't know. Okay.
Nick is
All right.
doing research on it.
Thank you. So the news of the test with Wendy's comes after they announced plans to pilot a chat artificial intelligence program at one of its Central Ohio drive-thrus.
Activate food dispersal.
The goal is to improve the customer experience with greater speed and accuracy while also freeing up its human employees to focus more on making food and providing customer service. Or they're going to cut people out.
Well,
You know,
did you
that's
see
part of it, too.
The automated McDonald's that they have that's actually up and running now? I mean, full robotic
Oh, no kidding.
cooking, dispensing at the window.
No. That's where kids go.
How you doing?
That's like a first job, you
I know. That's
mean,
an entry-level job.
Yeah, and so I've been inside a McDonald's where you order at the computer kiosk. It's not very user-friendly just yet.
Yeah.
Hi, Casey.
I've tried it, too.
Yeah.
Marissa?
I was wrong. They're using this new thing called gravity and just letting the popcorn fall
Into. Okay.
It's going the other way.
I was confused.
So she also saw a new colonoscopy where they go in through the mouth, Preston.
Wow.
Maybe I was just thinking the concept of the beer when I walked by this machine, but the beer thing is around. It's just not as much.
I do like what you're talking about, though. I'm a massive popcorn fan, so this is interesting.
The self-serve
using that thing called gravity.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Marissa. Okay, so we need to get a winner for
Do you need
our-
music for this?
No,
or-
no, no, no. I just felt like hitting the bell because I've neglected it for
Has
so
it?
long. All right, so what movie is this clip from?
Chocolate lava cake is not just undercooked chocolate cake. That's not what makes the center molten. You take a frozen cylinder of ganache and you set it in the ramekin so that as the outside cooks fully, the inside becomes molten.
All right, let's see if Kurt knows what movie that's from. Hey, Kurt, good morning.
Hey, good morning, all.
All right, buddy. So what movie is that from, please?
That is from Chef.
Chef is correct. Yeah, absolutely. Hang on a second, Kurt. Great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Great movie. And it's star-studded, too. Like, you don't realize, you're like, oh, my God, that's Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's Robert Downey Jr. Oh, my God, that's Scarlett Johansson. There's, like, loads of stars with cameo roles in that movie. So we are going to give Kurt a case of Victory Motel Paloma. And you got to try Victory Brewing's Motel Paloma. It is the beer of the summer. Grapefruit, blood orange, tangy lime. Super crushable and out now, and it's Victory's Motel Paloma. All right.
All right, Connoisseur, what else do we have?
Next up. All right, so I know I'm kind of staying in the fast food realm.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention this. This is for Dairy Queen fans. A TikTok account for a location of Dairy Queen in Shelby Township, Michigan, recently posted a video claiming that cherry-flavored cone dip might not be long for this world.
You know the sound they make in Shelbyville.
So they, the TikToker said, I have some bad news, and I feel like a lot of people will be upset about this. I don't know when or if it's returning, but Dairy Queen is discontinuing the cherry cone dip.
Did you ever have one?
I would get the dilly bars that are made with that because you can buy
Not
them.
familiar.
Yeah, you can buy them by the box.
I love the chocolate dipped on like the outside of a soft vanilla cone.
This is the same thing,
Same
but
thing
with
with cherry. Yeah.
yeah. So you can get dilly bars that are made from that too.
Yeah, I don't.
And they're good.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
different, but it's not as
They suck.
satisfying as the chocolate.
I have to try this cherry one. I don't really care for the chocolate one all that much. So
that's my jam.
Yeah, if it's not long for this world, then maybe I should just give it a go.
You should.
Yeah.
So according to this narrator, they said it's already sold out.
That's how they mock Springfield.
In our warehouse. So once we deplete the inventory in the store, we'll be sold out till further notice. A quick online search reveals that DQ's cherry cone dip has previously disappeared from menus, but it returned shortly after. Most recently, it made its way back for a limited time last summer. One of the specialty dilly bars that I love actually is the mint one with the mint ice cream inside and the chocolate on the outside. And the mutton is nice and lean.
Those thin coatings are they're like, for example, with the Malamar. Those cookies only come out in the winter because the chocolate coating on those cookies. This is the difference here is that you have it encasing something that's cold that keeps it intact.
Steve, do you remember? It was a revolution at the time. Revelation.
The automobile.
Not a revolution. Revelation. No, was when Magic Shell came out. You don't remember Magic Shell?
I do.
So Magic Shell, if you had ever tried to make your own dipped ice cream cone at home using like Hershey's chocolate syrup, it doesn't work.
No.
It's not
No.
the right type of stuff. It
You're
doesn't.
living a lie.
The cold doesn't. It doesn't freeze it enough to make it solid. But Magic.
I do
Shell,
remember. Yes.
You could make this at home. It had that same type of configuration in the dip where it would work. And I have no idea if they make them anymore.
I think so. I mean, and that's like one of my favorite commercials from the early 80s.
Magic Shell?
Yeah, yeah. There was something like,
it was chocolate with wood caulk.
Well, it was magical, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, there's a shell in my ice cream.
show you a trick. I'm going to encase your ice cream cone in chocolate.
Hang on a second. Nick just pulled up the commercial from 1980. Did you see who that first person was?
I did.
Is that Rick Schroeder?
No, it's Oliver,
that's
man.
Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch.
I thought it was John Denver.
The kid next to him is De Niro.
Pretty much the same, but
What?
I have a Dairy Queen question.
You sick son of a bitch.
What were we talking about with the
cherry dip?
Yeah, all right. Did you mention blizzards? Did somebody mention blizzards?
did not.
No, you're
but
just
go ahead.
thinking of them, as am I.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned blizzards real quick.
Hey, do you ever have a blizzard from a?
Oh, I have a blizzard question.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get a blizzard in a cone?
That's a good question.
Because I would like to, if not possible yet.
No, I'm gonna go out
Well,
and say
here's
no.
why, and I've voiced this my distaste for this in the past. is
At
that
a town hall meeting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a.
And you were in that helicopter.
When you get something in a cup,
Yeah.
it
Oh boy.
you don't get the whole experience. When you get something in a cone, you can then finish every drop of ice cream because you are consuming it in said cone.
Yes.
So I prefer
Oh my God, you're worried about like the
I'm not worried.
tiny
No, no,
thin
no.
layer on the bottom of a cup that
This
you
is-
can't dump into your giant mouth.
This is the very essence of a first world problem. But I enjoy all of the experience of every drop of ice cream.
I don't think it's that. And let me pose this to you.
All right.
Because you can get pretty much everything out of a cup using a spoon. But the last bite of the cone is very satisfying.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's it. When
when
you
it's-
pop that last bit in your mouth and finish it off.
And you know what? And you don't quite get that sensation when eating ice cream out of
Unless you eat the cup.
a cup.
Yeah.
Agree.
So would you?
Because then you gotta do a little scraping thing to get the last bit. But with the cone,
Yeah.
pop it in.
Yeah.
Done.
You're exactly right. The entire dessert is consumed.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only thing you don't consume is the little napkin you hold around the base.
Or the little condom they have around.
The little paper
right.
condom
Yeah,
thing.
paper condom.
So would you call it a blizzone or would you call it a conezerd?
I like
Oh,
Blizzone.
Blizzone.
Yeah.
Blizzone's good.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
A Blizzone.
Contact someone.
Yeah.
All right.
Make that happen.
I love that. I think that they wouldn't, Nick, because I think it might. I think you lose some integrity with the soft ice cream.
And then you have to
if it
retire
comes-
in disgrace.
Then if it comes right out of it, I think it would fall apart. I don't know. I'd say I'm sure someone can whip one of those up for us at some point. We can go try it.
I bet
at
you
a
nobody
DQ.
would bring us one right now.
Probably not.
No, we have
But we
too
know
much.
somebody who owns a Dairy Queen.
We do.
Yeah, from
yes,
Mulchworks.
absolutely. Mulchworks.
Oh, Andrew.
They own the
Andrew's
DQ in
awesome.
Aston.
No
yeah,
kidding.
the 5 points.
In fact, they have one that has a wonderful outdoor eating area with, it's cool.
There's no way Andrew would bring us blizzards right now.
And what was
No
the name of
way.
that company again?
Mulchworks.
Mulchworks of
Yeah.
Aston.
Right.
Commercial or private?
They're giving away free advertising.
No, they sponsored the.
They sponsor what?
The Bizarre File.
This is outlandish.
Thank you, Bill. All right, let's do another movie clip. All right. If you can identify this one, and I want to see if we can find another prizes. I really want to play one from last week.
We have a whole box of stuff over there. For Keenan's. How strong is your rectum?
Dude, I can't believe some of the stuff over there.
There's some.
It's for our live broadcast.
There's
tomorrow.
something there that I you'll have to see it tomorrow to believe it.
Casey, do me a favor. Pull up last week's. Look under food clips.
I got you.
And there's one that I want to play.
Not this one.
It's the one we didn't do it. Yep, it's that one.
This one?
Yep, that's
Okay.
it. All right, if you can identify this movie, you win a prize. Here we go.
Hey, are you hungry? Do you want some beans, Carl? They got the best French beans here.
There's 24 French
Give these a
police
try.
officers outside.
Carl, I gotta tell you, they're
They
delicious.
wanted to bring you in.
You want a bite?
They want the help of an American.
Are you hungry? You want a bite?
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know what movie that is from. All right, order up. Here's another story. I know where I'm going to go. I thought about saving this for Survey Says, but I'm going to do this now. In a survey of over 25,000 people, what are respondents' number one baked potato toppings? What would you think the number one topping for
Sour
a
cream.
baked potato would be?
I mean, if
That or butter.
yeah, if you could only choose one, Kathy, would you go with
I
sour
don't like
cream?
baked potatoes.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Neither do I.
But
Why do you not like baked potatoes?
I don't know.
What about
I
mashed
agree.
potatoes?
Nope.
Nope.
This was
No, I like mashed potatoes.
years ago. I realized this on it was a holiday, either Christmas or Thanksgiving, and I put food on my plate, and I'm like, every year, why do I put the mashed potato? It's not worth it. I don't really love them, and I would always put it on my plate and eat it.
It's
but
symbolic for me,
I didn't
Kath.
like it,
Yeah.
so I stopped, and I don't love them.
French fries?
French fries, yeah, of course.
Okay. What about like roasted
yep,
potatoes?
Love them.
Okay.
What about fingerling potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I love fingerling potatoes.
That is a throwaway line from Don't Look Up.
Yep.
Preston.
I love that. It's Timothy Chalamet. I effing love. I almost said it. I effing love fingerling potatoes. We could have used that in the contest.
Yeah.
We could. We'll do it down the road. All right. So no, number one at 55%. By the way, way out in front is butter.
Yeah.
Where does sour
could-
cream fall?
If I could pick only one, it would be sour cream. I'm all about that. It's second place with 25%.
I don't like baked potatoes. I like potato skins, with the cheese and the bacon and that sort of stuff. I like steak fries and regular fries and these kind of things, the starches and the things. And sometimes a sweet potato, which is very similar.
Yeah. All right. So hang on.
The funny thing is that we talked about the nutritional aspects of sweet potato fries versus sweet potatoes and potatoes. And a lot of times you think, well, I'm going to go the healthy route. I'm going to have a sweet potato. It's almost indistinguishable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in the day, I used to never eat the outside. No, the outside of the baked potato. I would
skin. The
only-
skin.
Yeah, the skin. But now you eat the whole thing, right? Like
It's got vitamins.
sure, yeah.
Like an apple.
I don't really care about the vitamins. More so.
I think it's vitamin A.
Yeah.
I think they call it the jacket sometimes too on the
Take off your pants.
and jacket.
Quick question.
The third one, by the way, is shredded cheese for 10%.
Yes.
What about bacon? Is that on the list?
It is one of the least common favorite baked potato toppings, which I am surprised at.
Because every restaurant
Offers it.
Offers it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a potato skin thing, though.
They
That's
put bacon.
very
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
If you it's ill-advised to eat a raw potato, correct?
I've eaten plenty of times.
I don't know.
I
like them.
I used to eat them all the time when I was a kid.
I always heard that it was you need to cook them or prepare them.
I don't think you can get sick from them.
Can you get pregnant?
Sick.
No.
We would take a little bit of salt and just put it on the raw potato.
One
and
of
eat
my
it all
favorite
the time.
childhood memories is sitting in the kitchen while my mom was cutting up potatoes for
Yeah.
mashed potatoes, and I would take them, maybe throw a little bit of salt on it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Steve, let me ask you a sweet potato question.
Sure. Wait on.
Oh, this question is
So
I
here's
have to sit down?
in my mind right now when Preston was discussing these different topics. When I think about either a regular potato or a sweet potato, fresh out the oven, and then you crack it open a little bit on the top. When you put butter on top of that sweet potato, like that is delightful.
See, the funny thing is, I don't like
question is-
sweet potatoes.
Which okay, all right.
I like sweet potato. Well, I like
I know. You like the fries.
Yeah.
So that what I'm thinking in my brain is when you crack
Yeah.
that some bitch open and then you put the butter and a little bit of salt on there, it's almost like a fry. And my question is, do you have a preference?
I need to try that then. At your, you've painted such a enticing picture of that culinary experience. I might have to try it that
I'll
way.
bet you it's the texture that you
It
don't
is-
like
a
about
lot
it.
of it is the
baked,
texture.
a baked sweet potato
Yeah.
because it's got kind of, and this is not the right word, but it's a little slimier than a
yeah, almost like gummy.
Yeah, than a regular potato, than a russet, like a russet potato. Red blaze.
It's kind of like giving oral sex to a hobo. It's not good.
So
All right, hang on a second. Is a yam close to a sweet potato?
Yeah, we had this conversation.
Yeah.
So, by the way, the other least common favorite baked potato topping are chives or scallions. I like
see-
all those.
Yeah, that's like the sour cream, the chives, scallions, and then bacon. I feel like that's what's like on menus.
Yeah.
You know, the prepared potatoes, though, whether it be mashed potatoes or, it's very versatile. I like all the iterations, except for the classic baked potato.
Do we know a potato guy like we know the mulch guy?
Yes.
What was the-
Smart Arches. They have a potato farm.
Oh, no, that was corn.
We know a corn guy?
hub.
Oh, yeah, corn hub.
Yeah.
You know what this is going to be controversial, but I have and it's a potato dish. Of
I love
course.
eating baby heads.
I don't love pierogies.
I'm going to tell you this.
I think they're okay. I've never had a pierogi where I was like, dude, that is like amazing.
There's a pierogi place on Henry.
Why is that controversial?
Because I know that you guys like pierogies, and
That's what caused World War One.
No,
I like them, but I don't like go crazy.
Oh,
over
I
them.
love them. That's like I'd rather that than any potato.
What about a knish?
They taste like mashed potatoes in pasta to me. So I'm surprised you like those.
What about knishes? No?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a larger pierogi, right? Yeah, potato
Sounds
knishes
great.
are good. I haven't had one in
with mustard.
ages.
What about
With mustard?
I haven't had one with mustard.
Yeah.
No, I have a sour cream.
Is it latkes or latkes?
Latkes.
Latkes. That's like thin and fried. Those are really good too.
It's like potato pancakes.
Latkes.
Okay.
All right, let's see if we can get an
I
answer.
think we've explored this.
Yeah, for the movie clip, the food clip. Here we go. Let's see if you know what this is.
Hey, are you hungry? Do you want some beans called? They got the best French beans here.
There's 2 dozen French
Give these a
police
try.
officers outside.
Try, I gotta tell you, they're
They
delicious.
wanted to bring you in.
You want a bite?
They want the help of an
Are
American.
you hungry? You want a bite?
All right, let's go to Brendan. See if he knows what movie that's from. Brendan,
Hey,
Hey,
morning,
bud.
gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me.
our pleasure, sir. All right, what movie, please?
Is that Catch Me If You Can?
Certainly is. Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. You got it, buddy. Hang on the line. We are going to give you a case of Victory Motel Paloma, and you got to try Victory Brewing's Motel Paloma. It is the beer of the summer. Grapefruit, blood orange, tangy lime, super crushable, and out now Victory's Motel Paloma. All right, let's do another one here. We're going to talk about breakfast. Steve, you sent me this earlier in the week. Denny's brought back its iconic Super Slam breakfast this month to celebrate its 70th anniversary, but it is far from the largest breakfast to grace American fast food menus.
Some of these meals are enormous.
I only highlighted 2 of them because the other ones are from chains that I'm not familiar with.
Right.
But the enormous menu item that is hailed as America's biggest breakfast includes 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 sausage links, and crispy hash browns. I mean, that's
not actually.
It's not crazy.
I've seen
big.
worse.
Yeah. So it is, however, and by the way, that's available until June 20th for $9.99. And it comes in calorically at 1,950 calories. But there are some other goodies.
It's in my zone.
The other big caloric ones are Waffle House's All-Star Special. And that includes 2 scrambled eggs, which you can add a slice of cheese to each, toast and jelly with grits, hash browns, sliced tomatoes, a waffle, and a choice of bacon, sausage, or city ham.
Yeah, I always order the Crisco Disco, which is a lot of calories.
You can also go for grilled onions, American cheese, jalapeno peppers, grilled mushrooms, Burt's chili, and sausage gravy can all be added, as well as pecan chocolate chips or peanut butter chips to the waffle. And that comes in, depending on what all you get, it costs you $12. But if you top it off with everything, 2,770 calories.
All right.
So
I'm not a big breakfast dude.
I took my wife and sister to, when I go to Florida, I always go to Waffle House for breakfast because it's close by where my sister lives.
And it's Waffle House.
And it's Waffle House. I love going there. My sister and wife were not impressed with Waffle House when I took them in because I think Rochelle ordered some scrambled eggs with cheese. And it is a tradition at Waffle House that when you get your eggs and you order cheese on it, they just throw a slice of American cheese, a full slice on top of your eggs. It looks stupid. but it's a tradition. And,
Right, yeah.
and they look at it and they're going, "You're kidding me, right?" And I'm like, "No, that's how it's been.
I like that, though.
It's been done this way since the beginning of time."
Since the dawn of time.
At Waffle House, and it's just one of the little endearing qualities. They thought it was disgusting.
Waffle House, listen, but also
the actual waffles.
Go have waffles.
Really good.
What are you gonna have? Lobster
Really
at
good.
Waffle House?
I've never had a bad, and I've been to Waffle House maybe like 3 or 4 times in my life. Every single time has been great.
All right, then the other breakfast to mention is IHOP, the International House of Pancakes.
It's throughout the world. It's international. I'll tell you this. I've always loved IHOP, but I'm a fan of their burgers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The world famous pancake combo, which will cost you $16.99, includes the choice of 2 of any other huge range of pancakes. 2
Wow,
eggs,
11,000 calories for $16?
2 eggs, 2 custom cured hickory smoked bacon rips.
What?
That's what it says. Or 2 pork sausage links and golden hash browns. But it tops off at 1,100 calories.
bad,
So
not
that's actually the lowest of the lot. And it's the most expensive of them all, too. It's $17.
Well, it's international. You're talking about all that
true.
travel.
Yeah, they have to import that stuff.
Yeah. We get our sausage links from Thailand. Yeah.
I have a question about calories and I don't know if you guys are going to know the answer to this, but like calories and the sense of being full. Like, does that have? Do calories have anything?
not.
Okay.
Not
okay.
really. Think about it. The one thing you just said was 1,900 calories. Like
Yeah.
if somebody could.
Well, and think about like sugar and things like that. While that's calorically very, very high,
right?
It's not
It
that
won't fill you
filling.
up.
Yeah,
That's why I eat nothing but just raw sugar.
Sugar straight up.
Yeah.
Then what component in food, quote unquote, fills you up the most? Is the most efficient?
Helium.
What is the most efficient as far as like? Is it protein? Is it?
Well, that's a loaded question because you almost have to train your body to be filled by, if you're somebody that eats a lot of carbs and you just all of a sudden switch to eating protein, you're gonna feel hungry.
Pasta-
You're gonna have to wait for your body to adjust.
Pasta fills you up, but it quickly. Like I think I always get very full quickly on pasta, but I won't hold on to that sense of being full for a long time.
Right.
Kathy's absolutely right about training yourself. So, I've gone through a weight loss program this, first 4 months of the year.
Yeah.
And at first, I'm hungry and I'm not eating as much as I used to. And my body needs to acclimate to that. And it takes some time. And then after a while, what used to not fill you up at all does the job no problem.
There's a lot of it that's psychological.
Yeah.
And the way you perceive it and the way you perceive yourself feeling when you're full. I mean, so isn't Ozempic basically doing that? It's basically
Makes you feel full.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Ozempic.
if you do eat food, if you eat a plate of food and you're enjoying the experience and you think you can eat more, if you stop and step away for a while,
Yeah.
you're going to find that you're satisfied with the amount that you ate. That's where, like, my wife's dad, like, he'll eat a plate of food and then he'll immediately go back and fill up another plate and eat it right then. And then he'll go back again and do one more. And I'm like, if you just stop after that first one and walk away, you're going to be satisfied.
So what I do? So for example, if my management of that and the caloric intake, if I'm at Golden Corral, I start a brawl with the people behind me.
Yes. Yeah.
And then immediately I'm not thinking about food anymore.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
mean,
thinking
also-
about getting out alive.
And you're getting some exercise.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're building up an appetite.
All right, gang. Got to close
your
up shop.
bell's a little in there.
Close up shop. Well, there was somebody that could answer your question, but
do we have time?
We don't have time, do we, Casey?
Let's go to Kenny real quick.
All right, Casey wants to know real quick. We'll go to one thing. Hi, Kenny. Good morning.
Hey, what's happening, guys? How you doing?
Good, buddy. All right, real quick, Case, what's your question?
My question is, what component in food fills you up most efficiently?
Most efficiently. So protein has 4 kcals per gram. Fat has 9 kcals per gram, and carbs has 4. So essentially, fat is going to fill you up the most and the fastest. So fatty foods like bacon, sausage, those things will end up having more calories and fill you up the most.
Okay.
All right.
There you go. It makes total sense.
By the way, Kenny is a nutrition specialist.
Right.
So hence his qualifications.
Also, as a former radio host in St. Louis.
No, that was me.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it, bud. All right. That's it for Connoisseur. Hope you enjoyed. I had more movie clips. We don't have time to get to them now, but we'll do them next week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On our mission to stop people from hating the segment.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. And comedian Andy Haynes will be in our studio. Punchline through the weekend starting tonight. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR. This morning.
Kill it. Come on. Spartan Mom.
Is that for Kathy?
Me? Are you kidding? Everyone here is freezing.
You guys all have coats on, don't you? Look at all the ladies who are putting their coats on.
Has coats on.
I'm cold.
Then you should put a coat on, Kathy.
I have a coat and a blanket. You should wear a T-shirt if you're going to sweat constantly.
He doesn't sweat, though. His pits have been shut off.
Well, he's hot as hell. Take your jacket off.
Oh, and that's just
I put one on. You take yours off.
She said it. She said it. I knew it.
He's hot as hell.
Hot as hell.
You said it. There's a little.
Oh, no. I slipped.
There's a little struggle with the thermostat here in the studio this morning.
The main struggle is that it doesn't work at all.
Well, that's the problem. Casey complains
it's not accurate.
that it's all the way up. It's like it's mental for him. He sees that it's all the way up. Meanwhile, it's still freezing in here. It does nothing to move it, and then he moves it down, and it becomes an ice box.
I think the thermostat was made in another country because cold is spelled cod and heat is hort.
Kathy, there is an official sign on the thermostat.
I know, but Casey, I
look at
can't
it,
take it.
read it.
Literally, when you walk in here and it feels like an ice box, that's ridiculous. I'll work with you, but it's an ice box.
It's only an ice box when you're in here.
No, that's not true. Look around. Everyone is bundled up because it's freezing.
She is making a point. They are bundled up. It's
cold.
What if you both made love?
Ew. Hell no.
Would that help?
Stick me in an ice box and let me die there.
Wow. So I'm taking that as a no.
By the way, do you call the refrigerator an ice box?
No.
Okay.
The refrigerator. I can handle refrigerator temperature. I can't handle icebox temperature.
Wow. Is your friend here? Is your
I want to
monthly friend
curse.
here?
I want to curse so bad. That's how effing cold it is in here.
Is your friend we call your friend Daredevil?
No!
Always.
Not yet!
It's coming, isn't it?
Well, here's a question. I mean, there you have needs. What if in space and long missions, if you're taking care of yourself, what does that look like? Right?
I
mean, because there seems to be a whole bunch of ports in that thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to fit.
This looks good.
I don't know.
This looks like Lisa Ann.
Somebody's had to have done that, right?
Of course.
To bang people. How in all the years and people up in space? You mean to tell me someone's never rubbed one out?
Yeah. No, I'm saying somebody's had to have done that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They're on the space station for a year at a time.
That's actually what caused the Apollo 13 issue.
Right.
It wasn't, the mixture wasn't correct.
Oh my God, we have a problem.
What did you do?
I mean, what about like
I didn't mix the fuel right.
what about like actual sex?
I don't know. Maybe
there have been men and women up together.
There was a married couple that went
a married couple up together. So yes, there would have to be.
That's the first thing you have to do.
Yeah.
The 50 Mile High Club. You kidding me?
I mean, if we're talking about serious long-term space travel, it's going to be a part of it, right? So, like, and eventually, if we're going to colonize on Mars, that has to be studied.
It's just not talking.
Kathy,
There's
that
not
would be,
talk about it.
You would the hand you would consider with those huge space gloves.
Yeah, she wouldn't have to worry about it.
All right, okay. This is really big. I can do this.
A bigger hand doesn't make it better.
No, I mean talking about not getting any mess on you. Anyway,
Kathy uses Hulk hands at home.
But in order to do that, because you're in zero gravity and you're floating all over the place, you would.
You'd have to secure yourself.
You'd have to have something to hang on to.
Because they sleep basically.
One would be strapped down. Yeah, they tie in.
Strapped to the wall.
So they'd figure it out. I'll bet you if there was a married couple up there, it was part of their experiments because they're up there doing experiments all the time.
If they're doing poop and pee and all of these things that they're trying to perfect, they're going to perfect what is a human necessity.
And I have to see video of this.
Various positions, I would imagine, right? To try and figure out which ones are the most...
We are attempting doggy style.
Yep.
Proceed with doggy style. We are having a little bit of issue here. We're going to take this outside the craft.
Odyssey, have you tried the cowgirl yet?
69. Tried the cowgirl yet? 69. In 3, We have achieved 69. Yeah, this is Houston. We got you, and everything's looking good. I would grab her ankles a little tighter in an effort to solidify head position in the appropriate groinal area. We got that.
All right.
NASA can reduce sex to completely mechanical.
Totally. Sex experiment.
Tell her she's a pretty girl. Tell her she's a very pretty girl.
Please welcome from The Last Witch Hunter, Elijah Wood and Rose Leslie to our program. Good morning, guys. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi there.
Good to see you.
All right, so you're in hyper promo mode for this. You're on tour and doing,
Hyper
promo mode because it's coming out.
Yeah, in fact, you guys are leaving.
Initiate hyper promo.
I like that. Yeah.
When did you get into Philly? And you guys are leaving later on this afternoon, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We got in late last night. Well, not that late. No, we kind of landed around about 7.
Yeah, we landed.
Yeah, we didn't land. We definitely
the
didn't
train
land.
just
we
sort of
arrived.
like arrived to the station. We took a train
I
from
flew
New York.
in, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's what you both got here is the essential point of the
Train
whole thing.
landings are very strange.
Well, let's talk about the movie a little bit, and then we're going to geek out on you guys because we're fans of a ton of your work.
Ah, cool.
But The Last Witch Hunter, so Vin Diesel is starring as this main character in this.
Yes.
And there are a lot, like I said, there are a lot of names. There are you two, and also
Michael Caine?
is in this
Right.
movie as well.
Yes.
But this is an original story. This is one that we haven't come across before. It's not coming from books or franchise or anything along those lines.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what the whole plot line of this film is.
Vin Diesel's character, he plays Calder, who is an 800-year-old immortal witch hunter.
Okay.
And he's basically keeping black magic at bay. So black magic is illegal.
Right.
And that would be the scourge for which would be a danger to humanity.
And they're good. You are a good witch. No, not in an
Not
Oz
in the
reference.
Glinda variety.
Yeah, you're not in the Glinda variety, but he is reticent to do so, but you prove an ally to him. And you, Elijah, are an ally because you are. How's it pronounced? It's a Dolan.
A Dolan, yeah.
Right, not as in Mickey Dolenz, but in
Wait, isn't that don't they do deliveries at home?
That's a doula.
That's a doula.
A doula.
Yeah. But you are. There's an order of priests, correct?
Yes, correct.
That provide protection to these. To this immortal character that Vin Diesel is playing.
Indeed, yeah.
Calder.
So basically, Dolans are priests in a long line of priests tasked with serving Calder, the witch hunter, and basically aiding in the background of his effort.
Are you obviously? Preston's been geeking out about Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
And I know Elijah, you are a big Game of Thrones fan.
Huge Game of Thrones.
Was that a
fan.
detraction while making The Last Witch Hunter that
It
you
was
were
that Rose was going to be in the film? Yes, it was.
Totally, right?
It generally was. Yeah.
Yeah, I had read the
Vice
books,
versa
and
for me.
I'm such a nerd for it. I flew to Belfast once, and as I was landing at Belfast Airport, I literally was humming the theme song. That's how much of a retard. Wow.
yeah, and I'd read
Going to the land of Game of Thrones.
reading the books. I loved the character Ygritte in the book, and then they eventually presented you in the show, and I'm like, oh my god, they hit it spot on. She's a badass. She's you're sexy and at the same time, and where now for your guys' scenes, obviously you're north of the wall. Where was that? Was that in Iceland or?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we shot in Iceland, and I think for those three seasons that I were in, we were there for like a solid 4 weeks, and it was amazing. I mean, we were shooting in ridiculous temperatures, though, something like minus 18, where we, like, as a crew, we were getting paranoid that the lens would start freezing over, and then we wouldn't be able to shoot. And particularly in the kind of winter months, I mean, we had four hours a day of work, so we kind of we worked from 10 till 2, and then we just carried on drinking.
Let me tell you, it's funny because Preston is unsure as to which of you to geek out more on, but Rose, you take the
baton on that one.
Yes, on this
yeah,
one.
I do,
man.
I
just
I was going to geek out about Elijah.
do it. Go ahead.
No.
No. I mean, I just the whole series, the Game of Thrones series, has been. Man, you got to wait too damn long.
That's the only problem.
For the next.
I always dread the finale every season. I do too. Every season. I'm like, please, I just don't want to watch it because I know that I'm going to have that inevitable feeling of something won't have been tied up, something will be teased, and I have to wait a damn year for it.
Well, you look at something as Herculean as the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but every Christmas season, it was a new one was coming out.
Yes.
Let's get it together, folks. This may be just wiki BS, and I didn't realize this as I was looking. But Elijah, were you in the Forever Your Girl Paul Abdul video?
Yeah, that was the first job I had as an actor.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's wild. See, that ruined me for all other videos because I can't.
Where is this? I want to see it.
It's on YouTube like everything else.
And you can tell it's you.
Yeah.
That's a good
okay.
song, man.
All right.
It was directed by David Fincher before he started making movies. There it is.
David
There it
Fincher
is.
directed
Oh wow, look at that! You can just pull it up on the television.
Oh, we're pulling up a video. I don't know at what point in the video he.
Where's Elijah?
Oh, Elijah
There he
He
is.
was a girl.
There he is.
Oh, you
It's
played
coming
a
up.
cute little girl with pigtails.
That's not me.
Someone was also texting it, and that you were in Back to the Future 2.
Correct.
Well.
Yeah, that was the first job out in a film.
A film, yeah.
That's me.
wow.
Well, I know
Oh, there he is.
That's me. Yeah.
Did you just break a pencil?
I did. I was. Yeah.
He's stressed out.
What are you
It's
feeling?
stressed out.
It's the stress of daycare, correct?
Just so stressed. Look, he's yearning for his lost love. Yeah.
By the way, Steve, last time Elijah was here so long ago, we were both 200
Incredibly
pounds
fat, yeah.
heavier.
You guys were fat and I was skinny.
Casey was skinny, and we were fat.
And I was sick that day. I was so mad. I wasn't here when Elijah was in, and we've had 3 out of the 4 Hobbits in studio, and I missed Elijah's
Who else
day.
have you had?
We've had Sean Astin a couple of times, and oh man,
dude in the
not
Honeybees.
Dominic Monaghan, but yeah, the
Billy
guy.
Boyd.
Billy
Yeah,
Boyd.
Billy
Yeah.
Billy Boyd. Yeah, his band performed in here.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And he's Scottish.
He is. Oh my God. I think he was from Glasgow.
He's from Glasgow.
Yeah, he's from Glasgow.
That's right.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's hear it for him, guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. Stay there. It's a hidden camera left in a forest to take pictures of animals in the wild. Captured pictures of a naked man who believed that he was a tiger after taking LSD.
I'm a tiger. Look at this. Grow.
The man only identified
I'm
as
a wild tiger.
The man only identified as Merrick from the Czech Republic took the drug to try and treat his depression.
I'm Merrick the tiger. Growl.
But after taking LSD, he then ran off into the Polish forest, stripped naked, and started behaving like a tiger.
I must leave you now and return to the world of tigers.
Later, foresters look back
But I
at
hope my message of peace lives on.
they look back at the footage to try and see if they had captured any wild animals on camera. But after watching footage of the man,
Oh, this is a straight up the ass shot this camera got.
oh yeah, he's totally naked.
Yeah.
He handed
The brown eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
It's the brown eye of the tiger. It's
And
the
he's
thrill of
running
the fight. They handed the picture straight over to the police, who later apprehended Merrick. The 21-year-old then confessed to police that he had taken LSD.
I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. Running around. Tiger round. I'm a tiger. I am high.
He told then the. He said it started to work immediately, and that he felt he had become a Siberian tiger.
Wow, that's a cool one to go for.
He told police that it was then that his true personality had woken up, and that he had always connected with the animal.
Amazing.
He added that while being high on the drug, he picked up a scent and felt compelled to follow it. In 8 hours, he is believed to have traveled 15 and a half miles along the Czech-Polish border.
Not bad.
He's hauling ass.
Yeah.
But because the man did not have any drugs with him, he was only fined and will not have any.
So our next guest will be at Punchline, not only tonight, but tomorrow and Saturday. One show tonight and then 2 shows on the other nights, I believe. Tickets available at punchlinephilly.com. And we're happy to have him here. Andy Haynes.
Yeah.
Is in the studio.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Glad to have you here. And our first time meeting. So welcome to Philadelphia.
Thank you.
You've been here before, I assume.
Yeah, I actually kind of grew up in Kennett Square.
Did you?
Yeah.
How many years ago?
That would be the late 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad moved out there when I was like 10.
Are you
So,
originally from Seattle?
yeah.
Okay.
But spent some time in the mushroom capital of the world.
Yes.
It's true, yeah.
Did you acclimate to the smell quickly?
I loved it. I love that smell.
Yeah. Very
Fart
good.
anywhere.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly
Think
right.
about
You're completely absolved. There's never any problem with that. It's an interesting thing. I don't think I've ever caught the full bore smell.
Oh, man, I did one time.
Have you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It takes over. It's like
It does.
Your pod people. You just it gets in your bones, and then you're just a mushroom.
So how long were you there?
I guess that was middle school, a little into high school, but I never lived there full time. Didn't go to school there.
Oh, okay.
But we'd spend summers, holidays, things like that. I loved it. It was a great place to be a kid.
Did you go to Longwood Gardens?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. The fountain show?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know your stuff.
Yeah, I wish I smoked pot at that time. It would be great. Seems like the best place to ever.
Totally. Yeah, well, since we don't know a whole lot about you, since we haven't had a chance to meet in person, but besides growing up around here, what's your thing? What do you enjoy? What's part of your life that you?
Well, I was actually really interested by this fuel spill. I was going to say maybe we should go. Where is that again?
You want to go help out?
Yeah, I want to know. I want to get some fuel.
It's very costly.
Yeah.
And any way you can get it is. Well, I do know. Going back, doing research on you, you were on a track, I guess, and I don't know if this is bogus, but you were pursuing a career in skiing, right? You were going to become a.
I wanted to be a professional skier.
Is that embellished a little?
It's a little embellished. I've come to terms with the fact that I was never really in the picture.
Really? Yeah.
Because I was standing. I was better than anybody who skis casually, and then I was standing. I'd moved to Lake Tahoe. I wanted to do the whole thing.
So you were all in.
Yeah, and then I was 18, 19 years old. I was standing above a road gap, which is where you jump over like a 2-lane highway.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
And I was just thinking, I want to get over the road. And everybody around me was like, I'm going to do a backflip. I'm going to do a 720. And I was just realized in that moment, I was like, oh, I'm never going to be.
You were injured a couple times significantly?
I blew out both my knees. I got a bad back because of some compression.
Right.
But, I'm fine. I can still make love, which is
There you go.
the important.
Do you ski anymore? Do you ever go do it?
Yeah, I always do like a couple trips a year, like line up some comedy. I actually got into a sweet spot this year because I went out they do a show in Salt Lake every year with Ari puts it together.
Ari Shaffir?
Steve Ronacisi, Mark Norman, Shane Gillis.
Oh.
And
a
they
good
do
collection.
Wise Guys and then take all the proceeds of that and don't give them to charity. We put them into ski trips.
Oh, that's smart.
At least you're honest.
Where's your favorite place to ski?
I really like Utah. Jackson is great. Whistler. I actually really Banff, Lake Louise is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And I don't
really
ski.
awesome.
I just want to go there. Yeah.
It'd be a good time to go skiing right now because all the mountains are open. It's been the craziest snow year of history. And so, Mammoth is open till August.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can just go ski in a T-shirt.
I have some friends that live in Tahoe, and it's the craziest winter that they can ever remember. And, in people that go hiking there in the summertime, they're going to have to deal with mountains of snow that are just going to linger throughout the entire year.
Yeah, they're not going to go hiking.
They're not.
Or they're going to go snowshoeing.
Yeah.
Did you see the footage of I forget where it was, but he was skiing along, and apparently there was a crevasse right under him and fell down into this ravine.
Yeah.
And to me, when I look out at large open fields of snow,
you think safety.
Any near misses on the death front while skiing? Because everyone who skis a lot has some sort of brush with potential death.
I definitely towed that line. I never ran into a crevasse or had a big avalanche or anything like that. But I can remember we would go and ski the backside of the mountain that we skied down to the highway at night. You could go over the back of it.
At night?
Yeah, at night. And it was lit up by the surrounding area. And I can remember seeing stuff sliding around me and being like, if we get lost out here, it's game over.
Yeah.
I never took that safety serious enough. I could have been dead 10 times.
But you live in New York now?
I live in New York City.
Okay,
yes.
so not like Long Island, because we have a new intern who's wearing a Hofstra shirt, and you had mentioned something about Long Island. I wasn't sure if that's where you lived.
No, I would never live there.
No.
I lived many years on Long Island, and I have not been back in a tremendous amount of time. I don't. It is so nightmarish getting in and out of New York. Paying what you have to pay to cross the Verrazano is so criminal.
Yeah.
I scream for about 30 minutes after going through the toll booth. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah.
I have no idea how people do. If I go out and play Governors.
Governors, yeah.
whatever city that is.
That's Hicksville, I think.
Yeah, it's like Hicksville. It's like a 2 or 3 hour drive to go like 25 miles.
It is. So people, you'll understand this. So traffic here is bad, certainly. In any major metropolitan area, you're going to have bad traffic. But when you get stuck going in and out of the city, I mean, there's a part of the Belt Parkway that crosses a drawbridge. And not like it's a small, moderate-sized yacht with a decent-sized mast will shut down traffic going into Manhattan.
Yeah, we got to get him in there. We got to let him. We got to get that yacht in before the commute starts.
It's criminal. It's so poorly designed.
So when you're booking your year out, do you have? I assume you have like a manager or something like that, or I don't know if you do that for yourself.
I am currently like a solo endeavor. I have had managers and stuff in the past. But, you can basically do the same thing now with social media.
You take client, what's what I was saying client, but climate into account when you're booking these things. Because we've had people in before where they're like, yeah, I make sure that like I do like the South in the winter.
Right.
You know, but because you had mentioned skiing with like Gillis and stuff like that. But do you take all of that stuff into account when you're sort of trying to book your months and your years in advance?
I mean, I like to. There's definitely like places I avoid, and I'm definitely going to jump on anything warm.
Right.
But sometimes you just gotta take the bullet. You gotta go to Cleveland in January and just hate life.
Well, the money's good enough.
Yeah.
Well, you're living in New York. Your wife writes for SNL, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And Rosebud. I'm sorry,
Baker.
Yes. So that's got to be cool. And was that 2022? She got the gig.
Yeah, she's been there for like a year and a half, and it's actually interesting because they're on strike right now, so she's not doing anything. She's in Italy right now. What a bitch.
Preston's wife just went to Italy.
Yeah, she's just there. But my wife is actually 6 months pregnant.
Oh,
so,
congrats.
Yeah, we're going to have a baby in the fall. And then I'm going to be like, she's going to go back to SNL. And I'm going to be like a domestic goddess. So
well,
excited about it.
Everyone knows a writing gig on SNL is a demanding job. So while she was doing it, I assume you rarely saw her, correct?
Yeah, because I was working in England. I was in England for last summer and fall, and then I was on the road when I got back, and then she's there 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. So
when did you get time to make a baby?
It's like a one shot. It was just like we had a window. I didn't even remember. I was like, "Are you sure it was me?" And I guess January.
Yeah.
So 6 months pregnant is your first, I assume.
Yeah.
You had to think about it for a second.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, ski lodges.
Are you ready? Do you know?
No, not at all.
Yeah, right.
I'm a road warrior. And I live off of the land.
Is that
you live off the land?
Yeah.
Is that concerning to you at all? Because you don't seem. I mean, when you've spoken of it here, you seem pretty confident, and
Well, here's the thing. My wife is wildly successful. And she also comes from a family, a dynasty of the Bakers, former Secretary of State.
Is that right?
What, James Baker?
Yeah, that's my grandfather-in-law.
No way.
And so I'm...
Dude.
His name is literally on money.
Yeah. He was
James.
He was the Secretary of Treasury for Reagan. Yeah, for Reagan.
And then he worked in the Bush administration.
And State for... Yeah, I met him like 3 weeks ago for the first time. I was totally...
Was that intimidating?
Yeah, for sure.
For him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Andy Haynes. Oh my God.
Meet this.
He's like, don't use this in your act.
You got to understand, this guy lives off the ground. He's a free thinker.
Yeah, I think he was going into it, and he was like, when I broke down the Soviet Union, I used these skills. I'll take them into meeting my grandson-in-law.
I'm struggling to understand how James Baker's granddaughter ended up working at SNL. Like, that just does not seem linear at all to me, but maybe there is no linear connection.
I think she just, she was like, wanted to be a creative person, got into theater, failed at theater, went into stand-up.
It's the Lori Loughlin reaction to your, the those who came before you. You want to be footloose, and so you go in a different direction. Rosebud is a cool name. Is that her actual name? And I assume it has Citizen Kane.
You know what, everybody thinks it's that, but I actually think her dad, Jamie, is a Grateful Dead fan, and that is, that's Jerry's guitar.
Well, let me ask
love
you.
that.
You did a little bit of van living for a while?
That was a very misguided tour I did last year where I was like, I'll go do all these mountain gigs in this van. And then I got the van and it was rear-wheel drive, which if you drive in the snow, is
it's not good.
Awful.
Yeah.
And it was also unheated.
Well, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, so they gave me like a heater with an extension cord, just like a space heater, and they're like, "Good luck."
When the police find you,
exactly.
Just return this. We know people actually who have an actual Instagram account, and they're known as the van life people, and they're extraordinarily good at it. They mod the vehicles, and even they though now have grown a little bit sick of it and are coming off the road, but. It's all about space management and all that stuff. Did you actually mod the van yourself?
No, there's like a company you can just rent them from.
Oh, okay.
Never in my life have I heard of any vehicle ever made that does not have a heater in it. It just takes the heat from the engine and redirects it.
Well, it had that, but I can't go to bed with the heater.
The fumes, yeah.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah,
All right,
it
I
wasn't
gotcha.
that awful.
All right.
It's just it was like a Ford Econo van or whatever.
Right,
I modded out.
Right.
But it was like late March of last year, and I thought it was going to be great. I had my little dog with me. I got like a 10-pound Chihuahua mix, and it was 7 degrees.
No,
I had to put the dog in a down suit and then shove her to the bottom of my 0-degree sleeping bag.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, it was awful. It was a horrible, horrible choice.
Wow.
And I ended up sleeping in hotels most of the time.
Yeah.
Van life is best when you're sleeping in a hotel.
Yeah. Also, you don't realize you're not supposed to sleep in that air, your own air. It doesn't circulate.
So it was Escape Camper Vans.
Yeah.
I follow them on Instagram, and it's a really interesting company. But I didn't know that they didn't have heat at night because I've wanted to use them for like some road trip adventures out west, and it's a cool. All their vans are painted in unique ways, and it is a cool company.
Do it for the summer.
Yeah.
Do it in the summer.
Okay, good
Not
advice.
in the dead of winter on a ski excursion.
Yeah, it was very dumb of me. I almost didn't make it because of the rear-wheel drive. Like if I hit a storm, all of a sudden I'm like spinning out on I-70. It was a nightmare.
Well, so no more of that. Or would you revisit it later on? There's the classic thing of like the Albert Brooks Lost in America, RV, See America. Would you consider that later on down the road?
If somebody wants to pay me to drive around the U.S. in a van with my baby and my dog, sure, I'll do that.
All right.
But I'd rather just stay in a hotel and be rich.
It's a good goal. Absolutely. You've brought up something in your act, and I don't want you to betray a lot of it, but it is a revelation that I've come around to recently. The reemergence of cauliflower. There's a company called Outer Isle, and I get cauliflower bread, basically.
Yeah.
And and people, when I mention this, and they'll like recoil, like what? But what was your entree? Was it cauliflower pizza that made you realize
It was cauliflower, like buffalo wings or whatever. They did a couple.
Yep.
Because I haven't ate meat since like 1998 or something like that.
Okay.
I don't care if you eat meat, but I just stopped eating meat. And then I miss things like that. I actually like the texture of it, the jerky, all of the crappy versions of meat. And then when those came out, I was like, this is amazing. And then I started to see it everywhere. It was in tortillas, and then it was in breading.
And pasta. There's a ton of pasta.
That joke went viral in a way where cauliflower companies just started sending me their products.
Have you heard of our Outer Isle?
I have not heard of
Outer
Isle. Heard of cauliflower? Cauliflower.
No,
they sent me I have like cauliflower shirts. I have cauliflower cookbooks. Like cauliflower, like that stress ball, but it's shaped like a cauliflower.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
I just hate raw cauliflower. I love cooked cauliflower, but I can't do raw that or
Like even
or
dipping
raw.
it in.
No, I
like
can't do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't
It's
like
pretty
that or
gross.
broccoli.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I can do broccoli, but raw cauliflower, that's like a special kind of hell.
The joke is that cauliflower's having its moment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me because I follow a lot of different comedians on Instagram, and so that bit will be posted and shared in many ways that don't give you credit.
Yes.
And does that piss you off?
Not so much. I mean, it's like if you're getting out there, somebody's going to find you. I think stand-up's so pervasive right now that you just keep on trudging away. The internet is, I constantly see it come up. You know, I have a tweet that went viral. I haven't had a lot of like viral moments,
right?
But I had this last year, the cauliflower went viral. And then I had this tweet. I was in Paris and I ordered an oat milk latte because I'm like a sissy. And the waiter didn't say anything but no. He just went, no. And I just wrote that down. I was like, I'm in Paris. I ordered an oat milk latte. They said no. And it's gotten millions and millions of shares. And it's like people are in like Western cult civilization arguments, you know, like in my mentions and things
crazy.
like that. Yeah.
Do you even care why something would go viral, or is it just like, well, they love the cauliflower thing, you know? Or
no, I mean, I do think that's like one of my better jokes. I wish that's kind of like been my. I go like, how did I write such a clean joke? It was so available to the masses,
right? It's funny how something pierces that. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule to it. That's why when people say, well, generate viral content that'll go viral, it's like, no. It's like, you know, capturing lightning. Unless you're Tesla, there's no, you know, it's almost impossible to say here's a calculated event to go viral, or a bit, or a line. You don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm sure you guys know about it working in the entertainment business as well. It's like sometimes I do like freelance stuff for companies sometimes, and they'll be like, we just want to create like a viral moment. Okay, well, that's great. Let's pray. You know?
It's not that easy.
I have a friend named Trevor, and he's the guy that took the photo from Fire Festival where it was just do you remember this? It was like the bread and the lettuce and the tomato. Yeah, and he was there, and he was just snapping a photo and put it up on his Twitter, and then all of a sudden it started gaining some traction, and now, however many years later, I still see it float around.
Whenever that festival's mentioned, you will see that picture of that horrible.
How was the sandwich?
It was terrible. It was very bland.
Yeah,
and
we never got a review on that.
Yeah. But it was, I guess, sort of you telling a cauliflower joke, like where you've crafted a joke there, but all Trevor was doing was taking a picture and putting it up on his Instagram.
You couldn't design that, right?
No, and I think, you know, that's what you hope for in this like landscape right now. But the thing is that I like is that I've been doing this a long time. So whenever that moment comes, it's like I'm ready for it. A lot of guys are going to get that where they're like 2-3 years into comedy, and then, you know, media's going to like be like, we got to get this guy out there, and he's got like, you know, 5 minutes of jokes.
Yeah,
and he just had that one joke go amazingly.
Right. So. You've done commercial acting as well?
I was in a Rent-A-Center commercial.
A Rent-A-Center.
Yeah.
That's a concept that's always eluded me, that I'm going to rent this chair, and then you end up paying pretty much close to what you'd pay to buy the chair.
Yeah, it's called a credit card, guys.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine owner number 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want whoever's renting furniture, I don't want their secondhand. You know what I mean? Things are not going well in the Rent-A-Center house. No offense to anybody renting their furniture, but you know, it doesn't seem ideal.
But they're all over the place, the Rent-A-Centers.
They're doing well.
Is that so? You have, and I think you even have made mention of it in an interview where you have a very so you have a good applicable face for the every guy in commercials, and there's a guy who made who was super successful, a guy named Squire Friedel. I don't know if he wrote the book on how to be that guy, how to be the guy at the Rent-A-Center.
I want to be that guy.
So that's something.
Make great money.
Yes,
so.
Yeah.
You still get residuals from the Rent-A-Center?
No, that was non-union.
Really?
It was actually pretty cool because it was my first commercial, and then, you know, they wrote me like a nice big check, and then I forgot about it because, you know, you're just like, well, this is out there.
Right.
I'm sure it's dead, you know. And then one day I just went to my mailbox and they had renewed it and they just wrote me the same big check.
Oh. Wow.
And I'd never experienced that, where it was just like go to the mailbox and have a, not life-changing, but a nice amount of money.
It's crazy though. Like we did a couple of we're friends with the It's Always Sunny guys, and so we've been in. We were in an episode, Preston, and every once in a while you get a check. It's like, oh wow, yeah. It's
all the show business people. It's funny because, like, you know, my wife writes for TV, and so she'll get her residual checks, and meanwhile I'm like trying to pay off this credit card, and then just a check that is my entire quarter of income just drops in her lap, and she's like, "Oh, interesting." I'm like, what the hell? Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give me that.
We're married.
I'll tell you what, it's kind of a dream of mine to be like the insurance guy, you know, or the guy that is always in the mobile commercials, mobile cell phone commercials.
Yeah, or Flow or whatever.
Something like this.
Flo is, I bet Flo is in the tens of millions of dollars.
She's probably that's been going on for a long time. I know, and she's a comedian. It's been working for a long time. She was on the Goldbergs recently. I had a recurring role. Yeah, you get something like that. Or what about the AT&T girl?
I want to be Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm.
Yeah. I think all of those people. It's like golden handcuffs, though. I think.
Oh, you
because
think so?
If you have creative kind of pursuits, I don't think a lot of casting directors are like, oh, we can't put. Everybody's going to see Flo. They're going to see Flo on the screen.
That's the Ozempic guy.
Yeah, exactly. You guys were talking about Ozempic. I'm doing intermittent fasting.
Likewise.
You too?
Yeah. Because my natural eating schedule, I just realized I was doing it pretty much anyway, so I just got a little bit more austere. I do the 16-8.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And but I was doing the thing where I would go home at night, and then it was just like the food, like marathon till you're disgustingly full and asleep.
Oh, that's a little different. Yeah.
So I stop at 8.
Yeah, stop at 8, and then I'm up at 3:30. So I'm actively, instead of just I'm burning calories because I'm up and about.
Yeah.
And then I don't eat until 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How do you stop at 8 when you work so late?
Cocaine.
Oh,
that's calorie. You know, you can't have Splenda, but you can have cocaine.
Yeah, I don't eat meat, but I do cocaine. I'm vegan, but aside from cocaine.
Yeah, that's actually good for the program because they say black coffee is good as well.
Yeah,
because that helps accelerate your system.
Cocaine's better.
Way better.
If you can get your hands on cocaine,
a lot of calories.
It'll knock out that coffee.
Actually, I'm curious how many calories are in a line of cocaine.
In a line of coke.
I don't know if you can ingest calories through your nose.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I don't know. Have you ever snorted Fun Dip?
True.
Yeah.
And now you make a good point.
Now, caloric, would you be hit? I guess you would. It's going to go into the system.
Do you have a cheat day?
Yeah.
Well, so on the weekend, I loosen up a little bit. I'll do, and it's. Do you on the weekend? Do you?
I cheat on my wife.
I don't know the calories. I'm concerned about the calories. No, yeah, I think the weekend you got it. Like Preston just has his own program. He does at the beginning of the year. He does about 4 months, right?
Like
you go real intense.
What's that?
He cheats on everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, like a cleanse or?
No. Just a mindful, I am going to eat healthier and smaller portions and have a weight goal in mind. So I've lost 25 pounds since late January. So.
You know what's BS is, I don't know if you guys know this, but somebody in here has kids. When your wife is pregnant, you get estrogen, right?
Yes.
Like your estrogen levels go up. And I have been dieting since February.
Mm-hmm.
Been dieting, working out. I gained 10 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, I've been dieting and exercising since February, and I gained 10 pounds.
And this is residually from her.
Yeah, it's like her runoff estrogen.
Right.
It's going into my system. I'm getting like nice handles and under boob. It's such a nightmare.
What do they call that? The sympathetic weight gain, or what? There's an actual term for that, where the husband, the man will as well put on a little bit of weight.
Yeah. I just don't want the baby to be confused and try to feed off the
meat. You're right.
It'd be so disappointing.
It could happen accidentally.
But you're in shape to begin with. Obviously, you come from athletics, with the skiing and everything.
I'm in decent shape. Like, I'm always physically fit, but I've never had a body where I was going to take my shirt off and show everybody.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
it's always like, all right, please don't.
You want that Iggy Pop physique.
Yeah, I do. I would love to take off my shirt and people to be excited about it. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be
Take it
awesome.
off and people are like, that guy should have his shirt off.
Yes. So my nephew is that way.
He's a bodybuilder,
He is a not a monstrous bodybuilder, but like more like a physique bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And so he goes to the University of Alabama, and when he was pledging his fraternity, he was not allowed to wear a shirt.
Really?
Yeah. And then not only that, but he also was tasked with taking different fraternity brothers to the gym every single day. And then they made him go to tailgates, and he wasn't allowed to wear a shirt during the tailgates.
That's so awesome.
It is.
I can't imagine how good his extracurriculars are. Alabama being hot, man. That's it. That seems like my Pornhub search right there.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, Andy, we got to wrap, dude, but we thank you for coming by here
Thanks
this
for having
morning.
me.
Yep. Punchline, a string of shows tonight at 8 o'clock is one, tomorrow 7:30. Are there two shows tomorrow or just a one show?
one.
Just one. It's,
Okay.
we're taking it easy on Memorial Day weekend.
All right, and then
But two on
Saturday is 7:30, 9:45, and you can go to punchlinephilly.com. And he's a semi-native.
Yes!
Kennett Square here.
Yeah,
so
go Birds.
welcome him back. Yeah. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's hear it for Andy, man.
Thanks, guys.
Andy Haynes. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a second. B-File up. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
I did notice something else. I noticed.
More to be noticed.
I noticed this handwritten piece of paper.
He noticed a handwritten piece of paper.
This is the audio of Kathy from earlier this morning. Did she say bitted or not? She was talking about a woman that bit someone's finger.
All right.
Casey and I thought we heard bitted.
I might have heard bitted as well.
And she says it wasn't, but
she
and
could have
texters have gone either way on this too.
Ah.
So it's nope.
Let's see.
She heard bit, and yes, I heard bit.
Well, I tell you what, if Kathy's right, passes to the movie on Wednesday night.
Okay, to who?
To Rogue One, to Kathy.
No, I mean to give to Kathy. Okay, sure. What were you gonna say?
There's a
Wow,
possibility
thank
that
you.
there's a possibility that she said bit it, but I think she said bitted it.
Oh,
Then I'm going to go with bit it.
I'm going with bitted it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Remember, there was also another woman who bit a woman's finger off.
Bitted a woman.
Bitted a woman's finger off. You heard it.
Wait, play it again.
All right, here we go.
Remember, there was also another woman who bit a woman's finger off.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, audio proof that Kathy said bitted.
No, I didn't.
Can I hear? I want to go in.
Hold on, yeah.
Marissa is
Hold on,
she
here.
edited.
Another woman who.
You ready?
Yeah.
In slow mo.
Okay.
Bitted a woman's finger off.
Play it from the beginning slow like that.
That's exactly what happened. I was there and the woman bitted the other woman's finger off. Did I tell you I was a cheerleader?
How about your winter activities?
My winter activities, I had to not do a few of them during the camp out. I nearly bitted my fingernails off, worrying about it.
Worrying about it.
Okay. All right, play it, Casey, slow. All right.
Remember, there was also another woman who bitted a woman's finger off. Wait a second. That was all. Is that you?
What I said was bit it.
When are we going to do our wine club again? Where we get together and watch that Nick Lachey show.
Listen, what I said was bit it a woman's finger off.
Like I like it, that song.
Bit it a woman's finger off.
Oh, you're still gonna fight it.
Yes. You just have to talk so fast with you guys because you either get cut off or shut down or you can't finish your story or your statement or a word. Exactly.
I'm like a falcon just waiting to jump in.
Not you, everybody
know.
in here.
Well, I do it the worst. I know.
Steve, can you do a little bit of the traffic in her voice? Somebody's texting you for that.
Okay, on the northeast-south conduit, traffic is backed up. And at the wood crustacean, which sounds like a giant wooden lobster.
seen their stand-up routine? I don't know, but you should. Please welcome. You know them from the Broken Lizard crew. We have Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lemmy who are here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Gentlemen, good to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Fresh off the red-eye flight in from the West Coast.
Fresh off the red-eye. Yeah, we had to get here on time.
Yeah, and we listened to your show all the way in.
Oh, I hope it was enjoyable. You
Dick
didn't
tips.
Dick tips. Great runner. Great runner. Kowtowing. Best joke of the last 30 minutes. Kowtowing.
And
Camel towing,
Kevin had a stranger sleeping on him.
Yeah.
On the way.
A lovely elderly Asian woman fell asleep on my shoulder.
Now we were talking about your ability to prior to coming on. You rock the plane sleeping, no problem, but you cannot use a neck pillow.
No,
your body naturally forms a pillow that keeps your head up.
Yeah, I don't have a neck, so my head is just propped on my shoulders.
Yeah,
so my head doesn't tilt. You know, I can just sleep anywhere sitting straight up.
So did you let her sleep on you?
Yeah, why not?
He didn't know.
Can we all get along? Can we all just get along?
No, I woke up once. I was on a flight from Hawaii back to Philadelphia, and I woke up to there was a little bit of turbulence. Well, there was a lot of turbulence, and this huge man that was sitting next to me was like grasped onto my arm and like wrapping around me, and he was like, "I think we're gonna be okay."
Oh,
okay.
That was his opportunity.
Yeah,
come on.
I guess so.
If I was sleeping on her, it would have been different. She would have been.
She would have been suffocated.
Yeah. She would have got rid of me in a second. I'd have pancaked her.
There's a nice space between these. I'll rest my head there.
Yeah.
You know, it's an adorable picture.
Yeah.
It looks like you're smuggling her out of a country. And, but I envy you being able to do that.
Yeah.
Man.
And Steve, you have your arms folded too. I don't know how you can fall asleep in that position.
We were talking about that because I mentioned to you guys before coming on the device I purchased for Preston, which is this inflatable thing, sits on the tray table. Now, Steve, you are as good as Preston at sleeping on a plane, or no?
No. There's only one spot. I can only sleep on the right side of the plane on my right ear. I have to lean against the wall. Otherwise, I can't. My neck is too. I have too much thin neck to like even a neck.
Is that
pillow.
a syndrome? Is it
I have thin neck syndrome.
Yeah, more giraffe.
TNS they call it.
Yeah,
TNS.
Yeah, I suffer
but
from
you
TNS.
have a specific. You know the specific seat you need. What is the specific seat you need?
The F.
The F seat.
The F seat. And that goes for life too, by the way. I'm always sitting in the F seat.
That's your autobiography title.
Yeah.
Steve Lemmy, the F seat.
Life in the F seat.
Life in the F seat.
Life in the F seat.
Yeah.
They'll think it's a hip hop album. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, but I've just. And it'll screw up any sort of your long-term trip. If you go overseas, you ruin a vacation because you lose 2 days because you didn't sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
And I've never done that. I know you're flying mostly within the United States, but now you just got it down to when you get on. How long before you're asleep?
Like minutes. I recommend people have their necks removed, and then it's easy to sleep that way.
It really is unbelievable how you can sleep on. Like it pisses me off.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. Because sometimes like one of his eyes remains open for the sleep. Like you only know he's asleep because his mouth opens up.
Right.
But his eyes are open, and when his mouth is closed, you can talk to him. But when his mouth is open, that's how you know not to disturb him.
It's true.
So Kevin, you're acutely aware of the fact that Steve's going to be awake taking pictures.
Oh, that's all he does of me. He takes pictures of me while I'm sleeping. I think
have a whole album
a fetish. It's a fetish he has.
How do you fall asleep knowing that's going to happen?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't bother him.
I'm a performer. You know what I mean? I like to perform for people. So I walked into the bathroom, the airport bathroom, when I got off, and I had a gigantic drool stain all the way down my T-shirt too. So no, it was a good sleep. It was a good sleep. Yeah.
That is great, especially when you're walking off the flight. Everyone knows exactly what that is.
Hey guys, I know that a lot of people were excited when they heard that Super Troopers 2 was going to start production this year. It happened in October. You guys
we shot it. Yeah,
you shot. It's done.
It's done.
wrapped.
Yeah, we're in the editing room now. Yeah, that's why we red-eyed out, because we were editing yesterday. So, but it was. We finished about first week of October, and we shot for 2 months up in Boston.
So with the with your stage show, and you guys go out and tour, and you've done it for a while. The other three, I guess, go off and do their deal. But
we're the funny ones.
You're the funny ones.
Yeah,
but I love your kind of your stage show is a synthesis of different things. It's a storytelling and stand up, and it's almost like an evening with.
Yeah, we each do a traditional stand up comedy set, but we also we come out together and we'll tell behind the scenes stories of the making of our movies. In fact, this weekend we're telling a fresh new story about Super Troopers 2.
A tease? Because
I'll tease it.
I love the...
I'll tease you, Steve.
Tease me like crazy. Tickle my ass with an ostrich.
I'll tease.
So tease, yeah. What is it?
I have a really exciting love scene in Super Troopers too. I have a very exciting love scene. It's
which Carlito's Way member do you look like?
No, it's me with my mustache, but I'm going mustache to mustache with Rodney Farva.
Wow.
Kevin and I have a love scene together.
Yeah.
Really?
We have a thing.
Yeah, we make out in this movie.
Yeah, we can't really give away how it happens, but it does happen.
Yeah,
I love that. I love because I was watching a lot of your stuff, and there's an elaborate Patrick Swayze encounter story that I thought was hilarious. And you, Steve, are a huge Patrick Swayze fan.
We're all Kevin and I are both big Patrick Swayze fans, but Kevin missed his opportunity to meet him because he was over at the free buffet table.
But you had a moment.
The window opened for a second, and Kevin was not
Open
there.
bar, dude.
What I loved about it is that you guys are, because you guys, you obviously have this degree of success, but you're just the same sort of guys that we all would be in the same situation. When you meet someone you're sort of a fanboy for, and you realized in short order that you were that annoying fan.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No, we were like, we saw Swayze, and we ran down the list. Like we were like, all right, what should we say to Swayze? And we ran down the list. Yeah, Point Break, Young Blood, Dirty Dancing,
Roadhouse.
Yeah,
we were zipping through all the movies.
You were trying to pick the movie to lead with because you wanted to set the tone.
I was just gonna have him just like talk about every single movie he ever made.
Yeah.
And Kevin. We didn't think we were actually gonna speak to him, but Kevin walked away, and our Super Troopers producer came over and said, I know Swayze. Do you want to come meet him? He's about to leave though, so you have to come right now, which is why Kevin missed the opportunity. But then I got Swayze. I brought him over to a Japanese lantern in the corner of this party, and then I froze. I couldn't remember a single movie. And and then I was like, so is Swayze like your stage name or?
And you saw him do the non-discreet security hand movement that.
Yeah, he made a little signal. I caught it. I didn't register what was happening until Matt Dillon swooped in between us. With his back to me. He was like, "Excuse me, bub." And after about 60 seconds, I was like, "Oh my God." Swayze gave him the signal,
the help signal,
and they were not coming back to me. And I sulked and I walked away. And then Heffernan was waiting for me, and he was so fired up. He was like, "Oh my God, Patrick Swayze and Matt Dillon, tell me everything." And I had crashed and burned.
So, in retrospect, what movie should you have led with had you have remembered? What is the ultimate Swayze movie?
Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
Point Break or Roadhouse.
Too. Yeah.
I should have gone with.
I think Next to Kin gets forgotten a lot.
Next to Kin is great. Black Dog is a deep cut, which is pretty solid. Ghost. I could go Ghost.
But you're a Dirty Dancing guy.
I'll do Dirty Dancing. Hey, look, in Club Dread, I play a character named Juan Castillo.
Yeah.
And if you translate that into English, it translates into Johnny Castle, which is the name of Pete Swayze's character in Dirty Dancing.
Pete Swayze.
That's our homage.
Wow.
Sofia Vergara's attorney, this is a follow-up, spoke out about the reports the actress is being sued by her own embryos and an ongoing legal battle with former fiancé Nick Loeb.
Are they going to put the embryos on stand?
I'm wondering if that's a bold legal maneuver or not, and if they'll try it, but we'll wait and see. The Right to Live lawsuit was filed on behalf of the fertilized eggs listed as plaintiffs Emma and Isabella on Tuesday in Louisiana.
The defendant, Sofia Vergara. The plaintiff, her embryos.
Loeb and Vergara created the embryos in 2013, and Loeb has since been battling to have them carried to term and then taken to custody. And then he takes him to custody. The latest maneuver, this is according to her attorney, this latest maneuver is nothing more than another attempt on the part of Mr. Loeb to keep himself in the public eye by keeping himself linked to Miss Vergara. You notice that's always what lawyers say. This is another attempt at publicity.
Another shameless attempt.
They always go there.
We have every intention of putting the embryos up on the stand, and I will cross-examine them vigorously.
So there's the...
Look at you. You're not even developed. You have no arms or legs. You're simply an embryo. You're a gelatinous mass, and you show up here without even wearing a suit. You insult the court system.
I think you should be held in contempt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not entertain this circus.
Loeb's suit comes just 1 week before it shows.
Besides that, you left a slimy trail all the way up to the stand. And everyone else will now slip in it.
And that might be a lawsuit.
That could be another
right
lawsuit
there.
in the making. And I am frankly shocked that the court would allow this to happen. We ask that anyone taking the stand, please clean up their slimy trails after them.
These from the Geeter bag.
Oh,
These are,
what are these?
These are Anderson peanut butter filled pretzel nuggets. That's what Casey's snacking.
So the Geeter sends, sometimes you get these baskets that have Jerry Blavitt, sends these great baskets. But sometimes people will send
93.3 WMMR.
Have any of his sneezes been off air today this morning?
I don't think so.
You got allergies, Case?
I'm sneezing.
Okay. All right. I'm not giving you a hard time.
No,
I was
I know. I know that.
Okay.
It wasn't a cough, so it's okay.
Bill's right behind
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
No coughing. All right.
Hey, Bill, dive into the box if you need anything.
Yeah, if you need anything over there from Club Risque, help yourself.
Get the pink boa.
Actually,
You'll
not
love it.
really. Some of it is organized, believe it or not. All
There
right.
you go. He's got his thing there. Yeah.
Method to the
Use that as a.
Oh, my God. I hope that got on camera. All right, let's do the bizarre file. Here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, it is brought to you by Sequoia Outback, and you can make your deck or outside space a source of comfort and pride. Shop the Memorial Day sale at Sequoia Outback, Route 309 in Hatfield, or decksupplies.com. In Louisiana, a 12-year-old boy was hospitalized Saturday after a speeding ice cream truck crashed into an apartment building.
Aren't they supposed to slow down?
Yeah. Police investigators say the driver of the ice cream truck was speeding when the driver ran a red light and then through an apartment complex parking lot before crashing into the apartment building.
Wow.
The 12-year-old boy was inside the apartment when the truck crashed through.
Come on, run, you little bastards.
He was taken to the hospital and is reported to be in stable condition. The driver was also taken to the hospital, but his condition was unknown at this time. Police did not say why the driver was speeding through the area nor what charges he may be facing, and that investigation is ongoing. A Florida zoo has apologized for offering an encounter where visitors could pet a kiwi, New Zealand's national bird, following outrage in the animal's home country. It says that it has stopped the practice. An online petition to help save Peora, the nocturnal flightless bird at Zoo Miami, garnered more than 10,000 signatures in 2 days this week.
Am I missing something here? Is that considered bad taste?
Well, video broadcast by New Zealand outlet One News showed the creature taken out of its enclosure and firmly petted as one of the zoo's up-close animal encounters, which is offered for $23.36.
That seems fair.
Jessica Christensen, the New Zealander who spotted the petition, wrote on the website that kiwis were precious, not American toys, or America's toys. The bird is so beloved by New Zealanders that the country's humans are often referred to as kiwis. And New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkin, in a news conference yesterday, thanked Zoo Miami for stopping the encounter program. He said
they were ready to go to war.
They've acknowledged that what they were doing wasn't appropriate or wasn't right and wasn't fair to the kiwi.
Just want to let you know we've stopped the practice with your stupid bird.
So they love the kiwis that much
They do.
in New Zealand. They are interesting.
They should have sent a picture of them with the kiwi on a spit.
On a spit,
Right.
yeah.
I also think they're endangered, and maybe that's the reason.
That could be it. But weren't they looking to raise funds to send a kiwi to school or something?
I don't know. It very well could be. All right, airline baggage hacks are rampant on social media, but this one in particular didn't fly. Jetstar Airways fined Adriana Ocampo and Emily Altamura $40 after they tried to avoid paying the airline's baggage fee by donning more than 13 pounds of clothing each.
Why would that be illegal?
The 19-year-olds were on their way back to Adelaide, Australia from Melbourne after a girls' trip. Both of their bags were way over the weight limit of $15, way over the limit of 15 pounds. So they decided to wear their clothes to avoid paying an additional fee.
If you showed up wearing that clothing, it's because I'm tired of the thing that occurs right in front of the ticket and luggage counter, where the luggage gets opened up and suddenly they're trying to decide how to reparse everything to avoid it's annoying. But if you show up wearing that clothing, that wouldn't be an issue, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean,
I'm not really sure.
this is the way I dress.
Ocampo was seen laughing in the video as a pair layered on layer after layer of T-shirts and jackets. Ocampo even stuffed an iPad in her pants.
Well, that's a problem.
She also had to pile on more clothes after attendants said her baggage was still over the limit. And before we went on the flight, they said, "We're sorry, we can't let you fly like this." The girls were dealt an ultimatum: either get rid of everything on their body or pay a fine or miss the flight. They ended up paying the fine.
I would imagine it could be a safety issue, like if something happened and they couldn't move quickly or move as they normally
the same
would.
could be said for someone who is incapacitated, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you tied their feet together.
Do they do that?
No, but I'm just saying, these girls were perfectly fine without the clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
Though amused, the budget airline said that they had to be fair to the other passengers. They said, while we certainly see the funny side, we have limits to carry on to make it fair for everyone. A man has been arrested in connection with screws being intentionally placed along a busy road. For 3 weeks, highway workers have cleaned up hundreds of screws, leaving punctured tires and frustrations high. According to Charles Maycomer, the highway surveyor, he said, we've been finding an average of 30 to 50 screws every time we make a pass.
Yeah, we got more screws out here.
Maycomer says the screws were being dumped over a rough half-mile area.
Just found a 9-inch nail.
Police arrested 56-year-old Peter Vescanelos, who lives on South Main Street, where the screws have been placed.
So are cars riding over these screws?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said they've been leaving punctured tires and frustrations high. So in his car, police said they found screws identical to those recovered from the road. Police said screws were found in the driver door's compartment, and an open box of screws was behind the center console.
It's frustrating. I had a couple of years ago, I had to drive through this area that was under construction a couple of times. I think it was on the way to Penn Medicine, and I got 2 flat tires.
Sure.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Crews have been using magnets to clean up the area 3 to 4 times a day, and each time they come back and they find more. The screws have damaged dozens of people's tires. So he was doing it on purpose for whatever reason.
Bastard.
To be a dick. All right, and then finally we will end with this one. An alligator tried pulling off a rather peculiar stunt in coastal North Carolina when it crawled into a donkey pen and tried to blend in with the other donkeys.
Tried to pass as a donkey.
It happened in South Wilmington.
That's species appropriation.
Where alligators are native and known to roam the Murky Cape Fear River. Residents called about an alligator getting into her livestock. A resident called about an alligator getting into her livestock pen where her donkeys were, according to the sheriff's office. They said the alligator positioned itself next to the barn in the flower bed and would not move. She said the alligator has been on her property about 5 years in her 2 ponds, but now is causing a threat to her own livestock. And it's not known if the alligator was sizing up the monkeys or just exploring unfamiliar turf.
Wow.
But it is the height of alligator mating season right now. A photo shared on Facebook shows the alligator was about 5 feet long.
Is that a donkey-gator?
Which is smallish in a state where males can reach 13 feet and 500 pounds. A donkey gator.
Yeah, they got it on.
The alligator was relocated safely into the wild, but they said it was funny that he was trying to blend in with the donkeys. And that is the last story for the Bizarre File. Let's take a break, come back in a moment. Don't forget Pencrest High School in Media, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You're voting for the coolest teacher. If you go to school there, text the word teacher to 39333 and we'll send you the voting link. Lesson question, trash, music news. They're coming up next.
Preston and Steve.
Like you get all
That's
those
really
little
good.
boxes.
I do like that.
Yeah, those
you know who does that? Harry and David.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they got the.
They have a very good with the holidays. It's the number 1 place to shop. It's a holiday season upon you. Harry and David are very good.
Nick became full-blown, Shogun.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm interested in purchasing a tower of a delectables for holiday season. My name is Macaroon. Cookie here. Cookie here. Brownie here. Duck chocolate covered the blueberry. I said the blueberry.
Blueberry. We don't have any blueberries.
Son of a bitch. I know you were coming to avenge me.
He really did. He got very emotional.
I like the popcorn with the chocolate.
Oh, you got to do the. You like the blueberries, right?
The Harry and David dark chocolate covered blueberries. And here's the difference. Here's where it all comes down to. They're actual blueberries covered in dark chocolate, as opposed to blueberry mush. Some other places do. This was once a blueberry before we treated it with radiation and whatever. But the Harry and David dark chocolate covered blueberries are blueberry.
Yeah. So when you had your surgery a couple of years ago,
You
Steve,
very kindly brought by like a whole supply of them.
Yeah, I bought 3 boxes of blueberries. I only gave you 2 of them.
Mate, I'm only learning about that now. Now I regret having the surgery.
Is this a Harry and David?
He has, Steve, he had dishonored you.
You make me rose face. In front of Harry and David, I will kill you. You have dishonored my tower of chocolate covered popcorn.
Nick, that was just so guttural, so raw. You're
Holy crap.
If that doesn't tell you how cold it is.
I mean, it's like an alien.
I don't
swear to God,
know
it's like
what
a thing from another planet.
Two sets of eyes.
Is that 2 or 3?
So to describe, just a moment. We had a number one. It just looked like a black mass that walked in through the door here, and then as this thing got closer, we realized that it's actually Pierre Robert.
I thought it was Sasquatch.
He's wearing a huge, thick, down black jacket. He has, of course, his hair flying out all over the place, and he has a huge hat on that's fuzzy, all kinds of fur all over it, which is fake, I'm sure. And then I'm just describing for the audience what we're seeing here.
He's trying to breathe.
So it's cold out.
Baby.
Yeah. I got to play that from Dean Martin later today. But I found this hat somewhere in my travels, and I go, this hat will make me look like a Ruski, and then I can hack into the U.S. political system. And
this actually makes you look. Who's the guy who's saying, I just want to stop and tell you how I feel
Smirnoff?
about you? Do you remember that guy, the Canadian guy who was super hairy?
I never saw him. I know the song.
Yeah, it's just an amazing. You do look like Sasquatch with bad eyesight.
I could be totally speaking out my ass here, but Steve, do they do prescription sunglasses these days?
They absolutely do. Claire has, my wife has them, and they're absolutely manageable and doable.
what are you laughing at? These people are laughing
at your multiple sets of glasses.
People that give me funny looks while I'm driving because I'll have my sunglasses on and then my reading glasses below my sunglasses.
All right, this is the guy, Gino Vanelli.
Gino Vanelli is who he was
That's
talking
who you
about.
look like.
That song. And yes, it does look like him.
Well, there you have it.
For your love.
Yeah.
He's a handsome devil, just like me.
Wait, so are your eyes dilated right now?
No.
Oh.
I could take them off.
Yeah, you can take them off. There you go.
Yeah, there.
You look like a Sasquatch safecracker.
This is Gino Vanelli, by the way, who Pierre looks like this morning.
It's this big, black, fuzzy, fake fur hat with flaps. As I was leaving the premises, I'm thinking this will be good today. But you know, it's not the cold. There are bursts of wind. What?
I keep seeing Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, from the side when he turned sideways.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because it kind of looks like he have a mullet, and he actually brought it back.
He's
a hockey player.
He's a hockey player, yeah.
with the
I shouldn't
mullet.
have used the sports reference.
I thought it was another movie thing that I'd missed.
No, it was a hockey
The
thing
Break
that you
Bad
missed.
Guys.
So Darth Vader's cousin.
Okay. Yeah. So it is. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Well, honestly, it's the picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh.
We're putting it up.
It's the wind bursts that get you.
Yes, the wind chill.
So the cold is not so bad, but that wind is tough. So buckle up if you're going out.
Buckle up heartily.
Yeah.
Wear your warmest buckles.
Buckle up for safety. Buckle up.
And for warmth.
Yeah.
Sitting to my left, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Zemed.
Adrian Zemed? I thought he was dead. Oh, my God.
We're not kidding. We've been talking about you forever, right, Preston?
We have. We absolutely have. We are fans. Has anybody ever said to you, I thought you were dead before, though? That's a slight insult.
Well, actually, there was an episode of The Simpsons where I was in one of their musical numbers, and I popped out of a coffin saying, and I'm not dead.
Here you are in this play, and again, Middletown, and it's two couples, and there's sort of there's some comedy, there's some sadness, but it's the way they've grown over the years. And what drew you to this?
Exactly that. I'm used to, I've been through the Eastern Seaboard so many times with musicals.
Yeah.
And I'm used to just being drenched in sweat by the end of the show and doing it. And then I read this play, and it was such a simple play. It's just about two couples who have dinner every Friday night for 33 years.
Right.
They're best friends, and they're normal people, and life happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it truly is a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, we suck you in by all our little charming quirks that the couples have and everything, and then life happens. There are tragedies in life that you have to deal with, relationship problems with your spouse and everything. But what is the great fascinating thing about this play is that the words speak for themselves. I'm actually first generation Romanian, so my family came, to America for their kids to, be doctors and lawyers, and I'd come up to my dad and say, I'm going to be an actor. And it's like, the funny thing about him is I won him over. I literally out of acting school, I got one of the last national tours of the original Grease, and we were playing in my hometown of Chicago.
An exciting wrap up to the week with our Keenan's Live broadcast, brought to you by Coors Light. I want to thank those guys again for sponsoring this event year after year. Join us for that tomorrow morning. And excited about the new T-shirts, too. Really excited. I love the way they look. We're giving away hundreds of them.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The first people that arrive, and we'll also have some, hopefully, to throw out into the crowd as well. But I love it. I think it's one of the best shirts we've had. So it's in honor of 25 years, the Preston and Steve Show, all told.
Did you see Pancake's shirt?
I just got a glimpse of it.
It's cool, right?
Did he have that made?
No, he did it. He took the shirt, the 25.
Yeah, the logo.
And he tie-dyed it, I guess.
Look,
like a little bleach on it.
That's a totally different shirt. I think.
No,
it's the same one.
Is that the black shirt?
Yeah, from yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could tie-dye it into a brown like that.
Yeah, so
because it's a black shirt.
Yeah, if you use bleach, so don't use too strong of bleach. Half bleach, half water.
Dude,
look at that!
How did you keep the logo without
the logo doesn't really change colors. You can't leave it on long. But yeah,
I want one like that now.
Make one for Preston if you wouldn't mind.
You got it.
Charge him $100.
I mean, listen, I have I don't mind black T-shirts, but I have a lot of black T-shirts, and I would like to modify it like that.
The MMRBQ a couple years ago, it was so hot, and the shirt was black, and I was like, I can't wear a black shirt.
Right.
I really can't wear this. So I just bleached the entire shirt and then tie-dyed it with some other colors. So if you tie-dye it on top of this, the brown will pick up those other colors.
It's very creative.
I've never done tie-dye before. Is it easy?
My God. Yeah, we do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah, me and my kids, we
I have a whole kit.
Kids love
at
Clorox.
home because Jace was into it for a little while. I could bring it in if you want. We could do tie-dye shirts, Preston.
All right. Well, that looks awesome. Thanks for doing that,
well
Pancake.
done, sir.
And thanks for wearing that, our 25th anniversary T-shirt, which we'll have a chance to get at Keenan's.
Also, I don't know why I couldn't get 25th out of my mouth.
I don't know.
Because it's your age and you get so confused.
I know. I get upset that I'm so old.
Yeah,
at
you're
25.
almost 26.
I know.
And it's hard to let go.
Catches in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to give something else away. Lesson question prize. We have a pair of tickets. Actually, it's a pair of same-day ride and water park tickets to Maury's Piers in Wildwood. And the question we're going to go with is, whose corpse was featured in the original design for our 25th anniversary T-shirt?
Doesn't make any sense.
No, and that's why we rejected that first design. 215-263-WMMR. Whose corpse was featured in the original design for our 25th anniversary T-shirt? If you heard it and you know the answer, then this is your time to call right now. We're going to do the trash while you're giving us a buzz.
Trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right. Brought to you this morning by Rita's Water Ice. Rita's is freezing up the flavor for your next coffee fix. With their new cold brew frozen coffee, sink your straw into the perfect pick-me-up with 3 great flavors, mocha, caramel, and cold brew. And you can get yours today. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Jeff Bezos and his fiancée Lauren Sanchez enjoying his new $500 million yacht while vacationing in Ibiza, Spain. Sanchez says she initially played hard to get with Bezos, waiting all the way to the end of him saying, "I'm a billionaire," before going down on him. Wow.
Hey!
Good Burger is returning to the big screen with original stars Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell. Producers say the new movie will pick right up where the first movie left off, with empty theaters and deep despair. And finally, Flavor Flav showing his support for the striking Hollywood writers by joining the picket lines. Flav says he wishes he could write or even talk. And that's your Hollywood.
All righty. We'll see if someone knows the answer to this. Whose corpse was featured in the original design for our 25th anniversary T-shirt? And I will go to David to see if we can get the answer. Hi, David. Morning.
Hi there. Good morning.
All right, David, whose corpse was featured in the original design for our 25th anniversary T-shirt?
Mussolini.
Mussolini, yes. We didn't like it.
No, it didn't make any sense.
It's a bad idea. Get that away from us.
Yeah.
All right, David, we're going to give you a pair of same-day ride and water park tickets to Maury's Piers in Wildwood, and that's unlimited rides on 3 piers and both water parks, and it's also this week's big friggin' deal. You can get 1 same-day ride and water park combo ticket to Maury's Piers for just $70 available, actually until next week, I think. It's been extended. So details at WMMR.com, and you can use the keyword deal to get that on the website. All right, let's do music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR. Good boy.
All right, brought to you this morning by Coors Light. Join us, the Preston and Steve Show, live from Keenan's North Wildwood tomorrow for the official opening of the Jersey Shore. Be there starting at 6 a.m. It's brought to you by Coors Light, made to chill down the shore. We'll start with the sad news that we covered earlier in entertainment news that the legendary Tina Turner has died. She was 83 years old, and she died from a long illness. She had some series of complications throughout her life. She was in her home with her husband, Erwin.
It was just a hit on Broadway, and there were a few national tours. So the company manager said, "Look, we're having a lot of trouble with this opening night. We're going to paper the house. Tell your dad that you can invite the entire congregation." So,
oh man, that's a
I didn't mention that my father is a priest, an Orthodox priest. They can get married.
Be happy with her life. Let's go with that. Here we go.
I got on that plane, I took a deep breath, and I said, "It's over." I really felt like it's over, and I'm glad it's over. And I went home.
People miss you, though, Tina.
That's okay. They can go and see. They can watch the videos. Enjoy those, but I'm finished with it.
That was her interview with Oprah, right?
I believe so, yeah. And she was talking about retiring and loving her life post-retirement.
Yeah. This is her talking about her curiosity of death. Here we go.
Even when it's time to leave and go to another planet, excited about that because I'm curious. What is it about? Nobody can tell you because nobody has come back. I'm not excited about to die, but I don't regret it when it's time for me. I've done what I came here to do. I've got great friends. I have a great man in my life, and I'm happy.
All right. Well,
there you go.
Very good to know. Yeah. As far as the music goes, obviously she had success with her and her husband, Ike Turner, when they had hits like It's Gonna Work Out Fine and A Fool in Love and the Phil Spector-produced River Deep Mountain High, Nutbush City Limits. They had a huge hit with the cover of Creedence's Proud Mary. They divorced in 1976 after years of physical abuse. A horrible life that she had with Ike Turner. But her comeback in 1988...
It's very profane.
Oh God, yeah,
yeah, the stage show.
Kidding?
Yeah.
I'm giving the finger on the show, and it's just like the original Grease was not meant for kids; it was meant for adults looking back on their lives in high school.
So he brings down the congregation.
So there were 500 Romanian people screaming and yelling, and they had their gypsy violins, and they were going singing the act. Every time I came out, there was a big cheer. It was then that my father was won over, and he kind of. Although he didn't understand when I ended up getting television and film, when I was doing T.J. Hooker, he didn't really understand what that was all about. So he says, You work for 1 hour. What you do rest of week?
That's great.
You are a bum. I got into this business because I wanted to be an actor.
Right.
That's it. I never even wanted to do television and film. I just wanted to work in theater.
Right.
That's all I ever wanted to do. And then one thing happens, and then you're just whisked away, and suddenly you're in Hollywood, and you're doing all this stuff.
You're good friends with William Shatner, right?
Yeah, I'm actually. We're currently working on a few projects with his production company. Actually, we're letting it out right now. We're actually thinking of bringing Hooker back.
Oh,
in a comical way.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Bill is 88. Yeah. But the funny thing about it is that when we did Hooker, Bill pretty much did push the envelope on asking for ridiculous things for Hooker to do.
Okay.
I mean, we had like technical advisors from LAPD there, and he said, "Look, no, I got this idea. How about I just run over to the helicopter, and as it's going up, I just grab onto the rung of the helicopter, and when we're up in the air, I take my gun out and I go, bring it down." And the TA standing there going, nobody would ever do that.
The top text here says, "Poor man's Travolta, my ass."
Yeah.
He made Bachelor Party, which is an absolute. It's one of my favorite films, and you have one of the best lines in the movie. I think personally.
Look at the cans on that pinball.
Well, you're telling him, man, I really would love to have a relationship.
I would love to have this relationship that you have, and someday I'll have kids and be happy. And hey, look at the cans on that pinball. You know, that movie. Tom and I lived very close to each other. So so we lived in Studio City, and the soundstage that we were shooting this at was in Culver City. So it was a pretty good distance to go.
The Thread. The song is on the band's upcoming third studio album, Starcatcher, and that's due out on July 21st. Frontman Josh Kiska said, "I always like to think that some people's first impression of Greta Van Fleet in concert is, wow, these guys really like dressing to the left and blowing us up. The song is particularly important to me because it's about my jumpsuits," he says. He went on to say, "We didn't really have to force or be intense about writing because everything that happened was very instinctual. If anything, the record is our perspective and sums up where we are as a group and individually as musicians." Billy Corrigan has taken a positive look at the development of AI technology in rock.
Oh, Billy.
And has ultimately decided the positive outweighs any of the negatives. This is interesting.
I find this, an interesting take on this.
He said AI will change music forever because once young artists figure out that they can use AI to game the system and write them a better song, they're not going to spend 10,000 hours in a basement like I did. He said, somebody was telling me the other day how a famous rap artist would work. They would bring in all these different people and they would pick the beat that they were most attracted to. Now let's change it to AI. Hey, AI, give me 50 beats from the 50 best rap songs of all time. I like number 37. That inspires me. Are they ripping it off? Not really, because I did the same thing. I just did it analog. I listened to 10,000 songs. So what's the difference? So it will really be about those who can discern, even if it's AI presenting them with choices.
So the guy that we have mentioned on the show, he has a YouTube channel, Rick Beto, is a producer and a musician, and he addressed the AI issue and kind of had a similar take about it, that it's going to be a tool for creative people to exploit, and it's not going to be, it's not going to wipe out creativity entirely.
Billy said ultimately he's facing the prospect of an AI-dominated music world with some caution and cynicism. He said the problem with it is, if you're an organic artist like I am, it's going to be really hard to compete with a whole bunch of people who don't know how to write songs but have good discernment, can't sing but have auto-tune. You think there's a lot of bad music coming out now? Just wait.
Well, look at what happened with the sampling. There was a lot of that same, angst and those issues when people were sampling songs. And the auto-tune has really rescued a lot of substandard singers.
Yeah, and with the sampling, it did get a little overused.
Yep.
And then it was tempered
exactly
afterwards, and so who knows what'll happen with AI. Hulu will be streaming the documentary film Imagine Dragons live in Vegas. It's described as a love letter to the band and the city that helped make them one of the biggest acts in the world. It will feature performances as well as archived interviews with all the members as they recount the evolution of the band.
I suggest a competing channel that we can start called Who's Lou.
Who's Lou?
Okay, I like that.
I will see. I will see Who's Lou today. We're going to play golf together, and he'll be at Keenan's tomorrow.
See if he would be into it.
Come on out, Lou. All right, and then finally, Filter frontman Richard Patrick revealed that the band's new album, The Algorithm, is set to arrive in August. Patrick revealed why he decided to drop the previously announced working title for the project. He said, "They got us right where they want us, at each other's throats." That's
D's
the title of
nuts.
it. And D's nuts. It was... He said it was just too long. I thought it was kind of funny because it was long, but then I just realized it's just too much to say.
Long isn't just necessarily funny.
He also spoke on the Algorithm title saying, "That's indicative of just where we are as a species on the planet and a whole, AI and everything, and where we are digitally in the world." So that was the inspiration. And that is what I have in music news for you this morning.
Yeah.
Everyone sit down. Sit down, please. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It gets embarrassing, doesn't it?
After a while. Yeah. All right, so we'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. We'll wrap up the show. We'll get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize. Make sure you stay with us because we'll be back in just a moment.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Oh yeah. And we carpool to work because we could go in the carpool lane and everything. And as every day after we get in the car and we go, our careers are over. Our careers are really over. What are we doing? This is going to be terrible.
No.
All we did was show up for 13 hours a day and goof off. Almost nothing of what the script originally was in there. We just ad-libbed. We just goofed off. And honestly, some of the funniest scenes in the movie never made it into the movie because we had gotten an X rating.
There's a horse scene. There's a horse
A donkey show.
Let me tell you about this. The donkey actually died.
What?
They brought him back to life.
No.
They literally shot him with some shot of something for him to go, and then he keeled over. And his heart stopped.
Oh, my God.
And we've got all these people, there's like 100 extras. Many of, the girls are half naked and everything. We're all standing there going, oh, my God, they killed the donkey.
Dear Lord.
You resurrected a donkey, Adrian Cement?
And they did the whole adrenaline thing, you know what I mean? They put the
Oh, my
in
God.
his heart, and he came back.
The donkey snorts 3 lines of coke.
You definitely could.
It's a real good kids movie. I'm really proud.
You're thinking your career's over, but no.
And then, honestly, when we saw the first cut, it was like, Tom and I looked at each other. This is funny. What the hell happened?
Is there any chance you could go back and re-release a director's cut by any chance, or is it too late?
Back then, they didn't save that kind of footage.
Now they do all the time.
And they do it all the time because of everything they do. But honestly, there was one scene that was absolutely hysterical. So we're the bachelor, the party's not going very well. The hookers haven't showed up. We're sitting in the hotel room looking at a Shirley Temple movie. Right. And it's just not going well.
The hookers go to the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I say, Rick, let's go downstairs and get something to eat. I'm hungry. So we get into the. I'm not gonna say this on radio. This was cut. I said, sit in this booth. This is the best booth in the place. So he sits in there, and all of a sudden you hear a zipper sound. His eyes light up. Right. There's a girl underneath who is
taking care of him,
going to give him a happy ending of some sort. So I, saying my gift to you.
Yeah.
And we see the minister who's going to marry him walk into the restaurant and go, oh, Father, over here, come on, over here. Yeah. So he comes to the edge and he starts having a conversation with us, and Tom's going, oh, Jesus. Oh, Mother of God. Oh, Mother Mary and Joseph. Oh, he's writhing and everything. And I say, he always says grace before he eats. So
That's great.
He can't take it anymore. He gets up and runs out. And I said, Father, sit here. It's the best seat in the house. Close up on his face, you hear the zipper sound, and his eyes go like.
That's great.
Didn't make it in the movie. We had offended everybody else. They didn't want to offend the Catholics.
It's so freaking funny.
You and Tom were friends. Could you tell then what a talent he was and what he was going to go on to
And
be?
honestly, one of the nicest guys in the business.
That's-
Everything that's ever happened to him, he deserves every bit of it. He's a great guy.
That's great.
Very talented.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Tom was not originally cast in that role, and neither was Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane was the it girl of the time, and she was the White Snake videos. It predates, I think, the White Snake video.
Who was?
Well, we shot 1 month with the other cast.
Who was it?
Oh, no way.
It was Paul Reiser.
Really?
And Kelly McGinnis.
Oh, my goodness.
Did they get fired?
Well, the producers just felt there wasn't a chemistry going on and everything. And Tom, they had just seen a screening of Splash.
Okay.
Oh.
And they said, we really need to get that guy
that's like
for this.
I couldn't even imagine. And Paul Reiser's talented, man.
Oh,
but
he's
great. He just doesn't have the kinetic.
He was very funny.
Was he?
He was very funny.
Yeah.
There just wasn't a chemistry that was going on.
That's happened before. Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz was. They filmed for quite a while with him in the lead role, and
the scene where he falls and hits his head. That's Eric Stoltz's head. When he falls out of the tree, bonks his head on the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Eric Stoltz.
Wow. Okay.
Did not know that.
It's if you've never seen Bachelor Party, and it's worth going back for a visit. A number of people also texting in asking if we're going to bowl tonight, Adrian.
You know, it's funny. I've had the great fortune and lucky to have 2 cult classic movies that are really. They're targeting completely different people.
Yeah.
And it's just really kind of cool after all these years. You know, in theater, which is really my first love, and that's why I still do theater. If I'm going to be doing television and film, I'd rather be behind the camera these days. But if I'm going to act, I'd rather be on a stage because that is the actor's medium. It's electric. It's like a drug. Yeah. Grease too. It was an opportunity to put it was my Danny Zuko that I put on film.
Right, because you weren't. They had to create created another character, which is basically Danny Zuko.
Yeah,
and it was a weird thing because you had Grease comes out. You have Travolta's on a meteoric rise. You have Olivia Newton-John. You have all these big stars in it, and then they go with Grease 2, and they cast. Not unknowns, but
they actually did something really kind of. They took a big chance.
Yes.
In what they did. They did not. It was very unique what they did. They also created they created a musical that was never a proven hit on Broadway.
Right.
So none of these songs had ever been heard. It didn't have a track record or anything. And a lot of people, you know, Grease 1 obviously was a massive, huge success. But Grease 2 didn't actually do badly. It in its theatrical release, it made about $80 to $100 million.
I watched
at that time, and people think that it wasn't as big a hit, but today it outrents and outsells Grease 1.
Really?
It's more kid friendly, and it's actually more of the essence of what Grease, the original Broadway show, was about. It was about all the T-Birds. It was about all the Pink Ladies, whereas the movie of Grease became a vehicle for John and Olivia. In the play, Kaneki sings "Grease Lightning," not Danny.
That's true.
It's his car.
Yeah.
Everybody has had a song in the Broadway show to tell you their story, and that's what. So it's more of an ensemble piece. And Grease 2 was directed by Pat Birch, who was the choreographer of the Broadway show. So she wanted me to do that role badly because they wanted to put a rock star in that role because there weren't any known faces. Michelle had just done, I think, Hollywood Nights.
This is Michelle Pfeiffer
with Tony Danza.
Right.
At that point, it wasn't a big hit or anything like that.
Remember it,
and Maxwell Caulfield was not. He was an English actor, but hadn't done much. And they really wanted a rock star in that role, but Pat wanted me to do it. So she strategically brought me in. After they would see like Casey and the Sunshine Boys or one of the Gibb brothers or whatever, and then I went in and said, "All right, it's still his. All right, it's still his." Until after 12 callbacks, They finally said, "All right,
Wow.
it's his role."
Well, honestly, I watch it every time it's on. It has a good energy to it. You're, again, sort of a self-deprecating, funny guy. The whole bowling sequence is pretty, you can't help but get swept up in it. And it has its own energy. And to this point, you had a lot of talented people involved with it.
Yeah. A lot of people came out of that thing. Even the Seagal twins went on. The girls who were the cheerleaders went on to have their own series.
You have a lot of fans in Philadelphia, and to prove that, I'm gonna show something to you. I don't know if anybody has made you aware of this or not, but I think Steve made an offhand comment one day about somebody getting an Adrian Zemed tattoo. So we do this feature every Tuesday called Tattoozy. People come in and actually get a tattoo from our show. It's called the Preston and Steve. They'll get a tattoo with us in it, and we've been doing it for years and years and years. We had a guy who called in and volunteered to get an Adrian Zemed tattoo.
God, I'm looking at it right now.
This is a guy. That's your face on his right pec. It's huge. This was within the last year.
Within the last year, yeah.
Yeah, that we
and
had
the guy
this done.
eagerly came in.
Please tell me that's not permanent.
That's permanent. That's a real tattoo on this man's
So when
chest.
he's 90 years old and I look 90 on his chest.
Yes.
What was I thinking?
So we took a picture of you from Grease 2, and that is now permanently on this guy's chest, Adrian.
This reminds me of something that Sally Struthers said about tattoos back when we were doing Grease. She said, "Oh yeah, back in the '60s, I was a flower child. I got a tattoo of a butterfly on my butt. Now it's going into its cocoon."
We're so delighted that you had a chance to come by here. We are big fans.
Nice to come in.
We knew you'd be great.
Yeah,
be
we
with
knew
you
you'd
guys.
be cool. That's great, man. Excellent.
It's my pleasure.
And you know what? We should do a promotion where we go bowling with Adrian sometime.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, some love for Adrian Zemed. Thank you. Thank you so much. I did see something else. This one was...
You noticed another thing.
I did notice. 93.3 WMMR. It's Everything That Rocks. Beastie Boys. What you want.
What?
It is what? What do you want?
What do you want?
10:35, and we are wrapping up our show for this Thursday morning. And we've had a fun day today. Thank you to everybody who chimed in and was a part of the program or called in to win some stuff. And thank you to Mr. Andy Haynes, who was here. Really nice guy.
Yeah, fun time.
And he's going to be at Punchline tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, and actually grew up for a little while in Kenneth Square.
Yeah.
So he's got some local roots, or local ties, I should say, which was
Roots would
nice.
be correct. You're right.
Nice to hear. Yeah, I guess so. So we are getting ready for an event tomorrow, but before we do that, we're going to have to get letter of the day and all that good stuff. Pierre is taste testing his coffee, getting prepped for everything. Hey, by the way, before we get the letter of the day, I heard the Revivalist performance was fantastic yesterday.
Well, I was going to open with that because it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was first time we debuted the performance space, and it was how they fit. I don't know how many guys are in
8
that
people,
band.
Bill was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, our kudos to their staff, their crew, because they were set up in New York. They broke it down, brought it all down here to set it up for an afternoon performance, broke it all down again, went right back to New York because they were on the Today Show this morning.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was really, their crew was amazing. They were amazing. But our crew, Rodney, I've got to get everyone's name because I'm going to leave somebody out. But Rodney was, he sent me, I think, as I told you maybe yesterday, like at 11:30 Wednesday night, Tuesday night, he sent me a picture of how everything looked when they finally got it set up. And it really looked sublime. And then when the band came in and they turned the lights down in the audience, it really took on the presence of a small concert hall. Yep. And there's rigging with the lights around the stage, and it is well lit, and the band just nailed it. So it was extraordinary, and we will air that a week from tomorrow because that's the day the album comes out.
I assume there's a video component as well, yes?
I suspect there is because the crew was out there from Neumann, and so I suspect that there will be a video component of it. as to whether we can post all of it online. Sometimes the musical rights and all that come into play. I don't know. But they were wicked.
So Rodney had to set all that. Rodney and company had to set that all up yesterday, and now we send them to Wildwood today to set it up tonight to get it ready for tomorrow morning. We have a hardworking engineering staff.
I mean, they really are.
Yep.
And I mean, not just Rodney, Don and Rob, and I can't start because I'm going to leave somebody out. But they, every one of them, and they brought in some extra people, worked really hard there, and then are going to work really hard for you guys tomorrow. And we are blessed to have them, and I really mean that. Because everyone calls them, like if something's wrong, Kathy puts in a ticket, and I'm
Can't put in a ticket.
I know, I'm kidding. But if something's wrong, they're the first one people call. We had something go wrong on the air yesterday. In the midst of them getting ready for this, one of them had to run down and fix the effing computer, which had broken. Not only here, but at our sister station.
I heard Andre live when it happened.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, man. And it happened up here, too?
Yeah, everything froze, and they held me back with a fire axe. I was ready to finish the job that should have been finished a long time ago, but
it must have been happening. If it happened at MGK here, I was having problems down at Ben, and then this morning when we got in, Nick and Casey were having issues.
We had to start the show from your studio this morning, because the Zeta system was not functioning properly. And the first thing that Steve said, just speaking to the engineers, was, should we call Rodney? So that's 5 a.m. after everything they did yesterday. And we were able to figure it out, but I mean, they never stop, and we were grateful and lucky to have them.
Very lucky. So that first, and secondly, it occurs to me I have not officially wished you a happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Because the technical day here was, I think, last week, was it not?
Yes.
Because you really are balancing 2 anniversaries. You're 25 years in Philadelphia, but the ones that really count, frankly, are the 18 years here at MMR.
Yes. 2005.
Not the Smiths 1075 or whatever it was you were at. Live 10XG 422.
That's it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Out goes the
Mancini.
lights.
Yeah. I mean, So, I mean, all those. How many stations have an X or a Z or a Y or a.
There were a ton of Y100s. There were a ton of Zs and.
Zs and Xs.
Yeah. How about an A?
I never heard that.
Just a thought. Anyway, but that's how did I get? Oh, never mind. It's me.
I don't know.
I wanted to wish you a happy anniversary and talk about being lucky. How lucky are we to have you guys? These flashbacks that have been happening are very. They're more like you guys describing some moments, and a little moment of them. I'd love to hear large flashbacks. Although Marissa is already overworked and incredible.
Yes.
And so is Connor, who were a blessing to your team. They worked, both of them, so hard. But there's so much to celebrate about what you guys have done. I don't know how to do it. So I'll just say thank you.
Thank you.
Part of the your legacy is a lengthy one as well, and it's weird for us to think in those terms, but it's been we a couple of stations here in Philadelphia. But to be here now where we are is amazing. It's not lost on us, and that's what get out and getting to see and meet and shake hands with the people tomorrow. Out of Keenan's is going to be a blast. We love that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Excellent. All right, we're ready for the letter if you are.
No.
Okay.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
Y, as in yellow.
All right, and we have one more letter to go, and then we give away the travel table from Shift Outdoors. It is a portable umbrella table that is super lightweight, carries like a backpack, and the table and umbrella easily set up in just a few minutes, and the anchor mat will actually keep it set up safely, even in the gusty ocean breezes. And you can check out shftoutdoors.com. Free shipping on purchases over $100. And we'll give away one of those tomorrow morning, too. What's going on today, Sa?
Well, you guys were the first to break the news of Josh Freese being the new drummer, at least for the touring section of the Foo Fighters upcoming summer. And Pancake found, or Marissa found, the time when Sublime with Rome, and he was the drummer then. He was also with you guys. They did a session with you and a session with me. And the session with me, I actually realized who it was and started asking him questions. So we will play a little portion of that conversation back with Josh
Nice.
Freese. We will also have Dave Matthews tickets for night number 1 of the upcoming 2-night stand. Brent will have between 3 and 7 tickets for night number 2. Workforce blocks of... speaking of...
The glasses are right there.
Oh, right. They were all smudgy, and I just spilled some coffee over
need a finger?
You have a napkin? Kathy, can you
Grab
help
some
me?
stuff behind you.
Huh? What?
There's plenty of napkins right in that box. Go digging deep.
There's a dildo in there, too. Never mind. Can you say that on the air?
Yes,
It's a surprise for tomorrow. Shh.
Okay.
Okay, don't tell anybody about the dildo.
It's for a Make-A-Wish thing we're doing.
Pink feather. 1-800-CARS for kids. Is there a worse commercial on that
Oh my God,
television
I
than
think
that?
it's so catchy.
Oh, dear God.
It's designed to be that.
We will have a block of Sublime. We will have a block of John Fogerty. It's his birthday coming up. And a block of Blink-182.
And the livestock report.
I have the eyes of a falcon. All right. I'm done.
I'm going to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin'. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Coors Light. Made to chill at the Jersey Shore. Please enjoy Coors Light responsibly. I'm going to say one thing before we wrap for the day.
Yes.
I am going to apologize in advance for whomever I get mad at tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying it now.
Why don't you try to work on not doing that?
It is an insane, crazy day, and not everything goes the way we want it to. And I usually get mad at Casey at some point, so I'm apologizing now, bro.
He's already hurt by it.
Yeah. No sad bro.
No sad bro tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow, Keenan's Irish Pub in North Wildwood. Brought to you by Coors Light, the official opening of the Jersey Shore Eggs with Pegs. We'll see you there. That's it. We're done. Ray John, have a great day. Bye-bye.